Patriots franchise is back. We're almost top of the AFC East. The trade deadline's here, so maybe we make a move for a superstar. Let's try to get this to 500 likes. Make sure to subscribe while you're here, and let's get right into the video. So coming in today's episode, we need to know where we are. First, at the stats. Yeah, we're 4-1, and our players have played up to it. Blake Corum leading the way on the ground. One of the more surprising numbers is how well Demario Douglas has played out of the slot. Marvin Harrison Jr. not leading our team. He finished with 1,400 yards last year. This year, not on that kind of trajectory, but still though, we're able to spread the ball out a lot more. We're a much better passing offense in general, and defensively, there's been one man, if you watched last episode, that stepped up for us, rookie Kobe Bryant. Marcus Jones comes back this week, so it's going to be interesting to see how this all kind of develops, or maybe he does come back next week. I need to look. He does come back next week, so Kobe Bryant's still going to be starting there. But I have so much more confidence now in our secondary, but even our linebacking core. Abdul Carter, the rookie, a lot of people kind of gave me some slack for going Abdul Carter instead of Travis Hunter, and so far I think that's played out pretty well for us. Abdul Carter's great in the middle, 2 sacks, he's got the interception and 21 tackles, but being 4-1, we're tied with the Buffalo Bills for first in the AFC East, and looking across the board too, the number 1 wildcard team so far, AFC-wise. We're up there sitting third with the Pittsburgh Steelers at 5-0. Kenny Pickett's balling over there, which is just weird to say with all the trades that have happened. But the other side, the Detroit Lions and Green Bay Packers, both 5-0. Both of them finished under 500 last year. They made a lot of good moves. But the one surprising stat that we really harped on last episode was the touchdown to interception ratios for a lot of these quarterbacks. This year has been a struggle for these guys. Yeah, with Bo Nix, we're sitting there at 10th with interceptions at 6, but we do have 10 all-purpose touchdowns with Bo Nix so far, so I'm not that stressed out about those numbers. But Anthony Richardson, Kirk Cousins, JJ McCarthy, all these guys playing so bad in terms of their quarterback play. Blake Corum also sitting at the number 8 rusher. Some of you guys gave me some slack because you felt like we were moving around the running backs too much. I don't think we were moving around enough. Still, I want to be able to use Donovan Edwards more. His rushing numbers, looking at it so far this season, have been pretty good. 4.2 yards on the ground. Frank Gore Jr. is at 4, but also he's a much better pass catcher for us. He's got 131 receiving yards on the season through our first 5 games. But our schedule's about to get a lot harder. We have to run through Cam Ward, Josh Allen. Our first big matchup for the AFC East is coming up. JJ McCarthy for the Tampa Bay Bucs. That's going to be a little interesting. And then the Carolina Panthers, who are led by Tua, not Bryce Young. Benching Bryce Young. But so far, a pretty interesting rotation there. Going into the season, they said we had a pretty easy strength of schedule, but I think that's really going to catch up to us, especially at the end of the season. Looking at it, playing against the Steelers, Eagles, Dolphins, Ravens, Browns, and Bills there. In this game in Week 18 may be the difference maker, but we do have a bye week this week. And so this bye week's actually going to give us a pretty good opportunity to finally take a look at the draft classes ahead of us. Devin Brown sitting there at Ohio State, but the big name right here, Arch Manning, is there. Dylan Raiola is also there. He's available. He's a fantastic quarterback coming out of Nebraska. Still, though, over there playing for Matt Rule. Interesting choice, but I absolutely love it. I think that was the best spot for him. But such a good draft class for us to finally look at. Moses Walker there at middle linebacker out of Rutgers. Shout out Rutgers, best college football team in the nation. But Jared Gibson at running back, Traylon Webb at running back, Jalen Bucky out of Western Michigan. They're saying he's one of the top backs in this draft class, sitting at number 6 position ranking. That is absolutely wild, but overall ranking, it does have Sammy Brown as one of the top rated defensive players. Williams Narari is there at number 1 out of Missouri, 6'7", 260 pounds, a massive left end, but it really looks like this could be another quarterback heavy draft class up front, similar to this season in real life, with the 3 quarterbacks being very top heavy, maybe picks 1, 2, and 3. Do I think we're going to see that again? No, but it could be something along those lines. Absolutely. Arch Manning, a field general. Dylan Raiola, I think he's a field general. I mean, he is more, I think, could be an improviser as he continues to develop. That may be a little bit more of his mold. But this is really going to be a fun draft class to sink our team and really gnaw at a little bit with our teeth. Really kind of get into the intricacies, who we're going to draft. We kind of stacked up on a couple of draft picks. But you see him there at corner number 3, Marcus Jones, for this week is finally back coming off of that injury. Yatir Gross-Matos also healthy. So the pickup in this free agency is back playing. So our defense just got a whole lot lot scarier. And I think with the speed from Marcus Jones, he's going to play in the slot for us. Allow Christian Gonzalez to play on the outside. Kobe Bryant play on the outside. Not change a lot there. But here's how we actually do match up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I did not realize how good this season we are on third downs. That's almost like our strong suit at this point. But it's nice to be sitting in the positives for turnover differential. That's also been a huge factor for us this season with 10 interceptions across the board. But also running the football 142 yards while we're only giving up 66 on the ground. That's first place in both categories. Should help shut down this team. As JJ McCarthy's just had a rough start to the season. 5 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Rashad White leading the way for them on the ground though. But receiving wise, Mike Evans a massive drop off all the way down to an 80 overall. Trey Palmer in the slot actually playing a little bit better for them. But he's going to be on injured reserve, so he won't be playing much this week. Brandon Cooks now taking and replacing him in the slot. So Brandon Cooks, poor him, just bouncing around the league, getting passed around, if you will. But defensively, they're sitting at an 88 overall. This is the scary thing for them. They have a great pass rush led by Yaya Diaby, and that's going to be an issue. Our offensive line has let up some of the most sacks this season. But interception-wise, with Edmonds, Von Bell, Carlton Davis back there, that is a very scary defense. If you want the whole look, here you go. Jadeveon Clowney coming off the edge, as their secondary is actually pretty ridiculous, but they even have Khalil Mack Vitavia and the rookie or former rookie out of Pittsburgh, Killian Cansey, there at right end. So this whole defense is going to be a tough matchup for us today, but I think it's about time to get into practice to shut this team down. And with JJ, we're just going to defend the short pass. He's down to a 71 overall. If you know Modded Madden, morale plays a much bigger difference, so interceptions are going to affect overalls a lot more. Same with good play, though. That's going to bump some people up, but I think our game plan today is to try to throw in medium and maybe attack that linebacking core a little bit and try to stay out of the way of the secondary. Goal for over 200 yards is not going to be the case. I want to get 1 interception today. We're going to go a little bit light on the goal, and the injury bug has bit us a little bit. We're still without Sidney So today at the guard spot. Hopefully everybody else is going to be healthy enough, as we do lose Booker, our backup, with a mild concussion. So that it does hurt us a little bit in terms of depth on the offensive line. It's not too crazy, but it is just another guard off the table for us, as we're going to have to make some cuts real quick, move around the practice squad guys, and jump into this game. And with Marcus Jones coming back, I'm going to have to move Max Melton down to our practice squad. And joining us is going to be Javian Cohen. We're going to take him from the Ravens practice squad just to back up Cole Strange, and then we're going to jump in and try to take down the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And so it's a big Thursday night football game here, led by JJ McCarthy. He was drafted in the same draft class as Bo Nix. Has he had this same road? Yes, he's been benched a couple of times in favor of other quarterbacks, as it's been a very long and trying time to try to figure out if he's the starter. Sounds like a similar story, but hopefully we can prove a message in this one, and he looks ugly, rocking the number 19. And last week he was able to add a touchdown, but not a lot after that. And with how their offense looks, I expect them to start going on the ground to open up. Their offensive line is pretty good, but actually they're going to go play action to start the game out to the outside, and we're able to get a knockdown right away. So JJ McCarthy testing us deep a little early, and even though age is such a big factor for their receiving core, they're still pretty talented across the board. We know how good Godwin is, Mike Evans, and Cooks as well, as they go up the middle. Abdul Carter able to break off, but it's still a gain of 7 for Rashad, as I'm really surprised they haven't gone another direction yet at running back. Rashad White now 4-year starter for them, kind of a cornerstone franchise guy, if you will. As a backside slant opens up for Mike White. Kobe Bryant, that's a tough test for him, one-on-one with Mike Evans, who's one of the best route runners in the league, and the rookie who's played so far so good for us after starting the season on the injured reserve, gets torched here in a big prove-it game for us. So not what we want to see. Is they're going to go back to this play action here as we're running. This time just dump it off a little bit. Spin move coming out from Trey Palmer. That's Franklin, my bad. I forgot that Trey Palmer's on the injured reserve for them, but it is 2nd and 2, and this is going to be a run up the middle. We're there with Jerome Baker to hold it, make it inches. So they're going to run it here onto this 3rd and inches look. They subbed out Henderson's in at running back, and they are going to go to the air. Another slant route coming out, and it's able to be completed. That's Webb with the reception, as with the 3rd string 61 overall making the catch on the slant route. Kind of shows they're hurting just a little bit here. Is another run up the middle. The Bucs depth chart really digging deep on this first drive already. The nice thing is we are coming off a bye week, so fatigue shouldn't be that much of an issue for us. We can kind of go free, play free, and have our guys all around. Is They do take a shot here, and it is Christian Gonzalez in coverage. Oh, that's not Christian Gonzalez. That's Marcus Jones coming back. As they are set up now 1st and goal. So, hey, this is a long drive so far as they go counter. Rashad White's almost got the edge, and he does. Judon saves the touchdown, but I expect them to go right back to it here up the middle, and it's Nakobe Dean holding them this time. So they're going to be sitting in the pistol, and they are going to the air, and they're going to go quick to the outside. And a bad pass from J.J. McCarthy on 3rd and goal after such a good drive is actually going to force them to go for it here on 4th and goal. This could just be a huge, massive play for us. We're crowding the middle just a little bit here, as it's going to be up the middle, and a good juke move coming out from Henderson. Trayvon Henderson is going to get into the end zone for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Would have been such a good momentum opportunity for us just to be able to hold them after such a crucial and long drive to open up this game. But that juke move so good, sucked in Jerome Baker, and they were able to put up 7 here to start the game. So we got our 2024 draft pick at quarterback coming out. He was a 2nd rounder though. J.J. McCarthy was a 1st rounder. Didn't quite fall in the draft the way we wanted him to. Funny thing enough, we wanted J.J. McCarthy. But with how we started this season, I wouldn't want it any other way. Bucs crowding the box to start here on the outside. If Jawan Johnson can pick up this block, this could open up here, but bad blocking from Marvin Harrison. Our game opens up pretty dead. But today, one of the things we are going to do is going to be using Jake Springstool just a little bit more as Darius Slayton gets the grab. I said I wanted to play him, and he's going to be starting today at tight end. The hidden development player, big tight end, hasn't really gotten a lot of reps for us. He did when Hunter Henry was out to start the game, but since then, he's gone pretty quiet as he is going to get this catch here on the outside for the 1st down. But I like him because his size, and he does play a little bit faster than Hunter Henry. And Hunter Henry's on a massive contract. It is the last year of his contract, though. But I love the way the rookie has played for us. If you know, in New England, rookie tight ends are such a good commodity to have. Rob Gronkowski, the guy we can't mention, and more. And maybe Jake Bringskool could join that long list for the right reasons, obviously. But Blake Corum on the ground here as it's going to be a run up the middle. This one opens up. Good juke move to the outside to squeeze through. Blake Corum getting it done. But with him getting tired, it's going to be Frank Gore now checking in on the run. And this is actually a broken tackle coming out. So a bad job of blocking in the middle there. As our interior guard situation has changed around a lot as this season's gone on with Sidney Snow's injury. Dotson's been able to play both sides for us, but it's just been rough here. As a read option coming out, and they were all over it here. I thought maybe we could get this pull read. We could have Bo Nix free and clear, but Khalil Mack played it pretty well. So it's going to be a 3rd and very, very long, as it looks like they could bring a 5-man pressure here quick. And I see him actually up the seam. Harrison left wide open, and now it's off to the races here. Nobody's sitting over top. Did they run a cover 2 against us there? And it looks like they were just in man coverage there, but the linebacker had to come out and cover, so we were in a pretty good spot. But in this heavy look, we do have some of our backups check in. As Douglas across here, if we could fit it to him, that's a good grab. I went for the possession catch, didn't want any issues. Bo Nix again showing he can throw out of sacks for us, which is just so huge. As this first quarter has just been 2 very, very long, drawn-out drives here, as we're going to continue to fight our way down the field. As it is Blake Corum finding a little bit of a seam there, getting it down to the 5. But 2 possessions, that's it in their first quarter for both teams. We're down, almost ready to score. As we need to cap off this drive, we got 10 plays in so far. Still have a little bit more to go, and stats across the board basically even. As we're going to try quick to the outside with Slayton here. Can we get him to break out? And he does. So one-on-one there, through bad throw. He's thrown to the inside shoulder. We wanted that one on the outside. But Darius Slayton able to adjust and bring it in. So Bo Nix caps off his drive with a passing touchdown. We still did a pretty good job running the ball. Our offensive line, though, a little bit worse for wear. But see, that was just a bad throw. Luckily enough, we got the weapons that are able to adjust. But really looking at it, I think that's a big emphasis on how we built our team. It showed right there. Yeah, we could get a quarterback, plug and play, yada, yada, whatever. But I think the biggest thing for us is just really, really focusing on building up a lot of weapons, a lot of players that can make plays for us, kind of the San Francisco John Lynch 49ers method, where we could kind of plug and play Bo Nix, he can have success, but on the other side, we still will have success with Bo Nix, hopefully, but even when our quarterbacks make mistakes, the rest of the guys on our roster can kind of make up for it here, is on this 3rd and 5, they are going to go to the air, we're going to bring safety pressure here, free runner to the outside, and good coverage, finally. Okay, now I say finally for a reason, because if you've been watching, you know, in our secondary, I've critiqued one name so far, Denzel Burke, the rookie out of Ohio State, has just been not the best starting out for us, but such a good job there from him, as Jones actually back at punt returner. I need to take him off that. I didn't realize he was back on there, as he fumbles on his first play Oh my goodness. This is why Kadarius Toney needs to be back there. Marcus Jones, are you kidding me? As we just gave the Tampa Bay Buccaneers the easiest opportunity in the world now, starting at the 25-yard line as they go across now to K-Dot, and in just one play, they're down at the 4-yard line. So this is just a bad situation now as they do go to the run up the middle, and we miss the tackle with Jabril Peppers. So everything that has gone wrong, that could go wrong in the last 3 plays, has gone wrong. As the Bucs put up another score here, go up to 14-7 in this ball game. Just an absolute killer there. Marcus Jones goes out on punt return, catches it, fumbles it, giving the Bucs a great opportunity. So back on the return now, Frank Gore. I'd love something explosive from him here up the middle, only able to get out to about the 20. But we really got to put together a solid drive here as a run up the middle first. And that's a great block there by Mekhi Becton, and that's going to start us off with an 8-yard gain. Frank Gore, such a good third down back for us. I really love the way he plays, and if we could just continue to develop him, that'd be nuts. It's out to the outside. Slayton's going to get this first down for us, just on a little smoke look. But I'd love to get Harrison involved with a deep shot, but they are playing that high safety look as we throw this one right into an interception. Davis coming downhill. We got him on the touchdown, but now he gets us on the interception. That worked out perfectly for them. They sat on that Kadarius Toney out route. I wasn't ready for it. And that's 2 massive turnovers in this game. Davis did such a good job readjusting there. We could have definitely hit that deep post. I saw the safety back up right away. I thought to a middle third, but a great disguising of coverage there sets it up as they go counter up the middle. Rachaad White bouncing it against the counter though. So back-to-back mistakes are going to set them back as they go screen here, and the ball gets tipped up. Good play by Matthew Judon there. Obviously, he tipped off this helmet, but that worked out pretty well for us as we know they need to go to the air here. I'm looking for K-Dot because that's a matchup nightmare for us as we're going to float across the middle as it is hit to Godwin. I over-pursued. I thought Godwin was going to cut it right across the front of the end zone there. Instead, skinnies it out and takes it a little bit deeper as the Bucs now jump up 21-7 in this ball game after our 2 bad mistakes, and Marcus Jones struggling to cover. As with this PAT, we have a lot to recuperate in this game. So for the rest of this game, we definitely cannot have any more mistakes across the board here as this return doesn't bode well much for us either. But on offense, not a lot is going to change. We're going to continue just to play smart here. It's just a little screen to the outside. Is going to see actually Davis play great coverage against that. Darius Slayton struggling in the block. And I know that interception was bad, but I think we're going to be good here. Is finding out is Frank Gore just getting out there, making the grab. But I really, as I was saying, need to find out if we can toss the ball deep in this game. As on this 3rd and 2, Harrison's going quick to the outside as we're not going to be, actually we are going to be able to hit it, and that's a bad throw off our back foot. That's called a crossbody throw. That's another mistake here as we're going to drop big in this game as I saw Vita Vea break this double team here, and I wanted to buy just a second longer, and with Harrison being that wide open the outside, you think we'd be able to fit the ball, but that's where it goes? Are you kidding me? So the compounding mistakes continue here in this game as we're going to go ahead on the return here as like, you had a good one with Frank Gore. I was just going to cut it out, but this is the easiest way to not throw interceptions. It's going to be run the ball as we try to go here. Good little cutback lane from Blake Corum does open up, and if I have to go to it all day, I absolutely will. As this one, as it just is Kelly getting shed on. Hall doing such a good job in the middle, so it is 3rd and 6 now. That makes it so much harder for us as we do have to throw to the sticks, and we're going to try to go to the outside, and it's Harrison making the grab 4th and 1, and coaching suggestion says go for it, so we're going to go ahead and do that right now as I try to hit this in a hole, and thank goodness we keep this drive alive with that catch from Demario Douglas. Such a risky play there to throw that slant concept, and really waiting and buying the time as we're going to try to take a deep shot with Harrison, and Harrison puts us down there now. Such a good play. So maybe we'll be able to punch in a quick touchdown here. Bo Nix maybe can help revive this team just a little bit as we try to go on the run, not able to get it. So as the play clock dwindles down, it's going to be Frank Gore getting the easy walk-in touchdown. Hey, share the touchdowns. Donovan Edwards, Bo Nix, Blake Corum, and now Frank Gore all getting touchdowns this season. I think that puts all of them up over 1. But we have a long road in tow to come back today on this Thursday night football game to kick off the week. Coming out of the bye week, just a lot of mistakes, a lot of rust for our team as hopefully Joey Sly can knock this in, and he does. And if we could just hold them here, that'd be nice. Just take a 2-score lead for them going into halftime. Let our team resettle down, our offense come back out. Maybe we could launch a nice little comeback as they do go to a run here to start, and Rachaad White's breaking tackles. He breaks 2. Luckily enough, we're there with CJ Gardner-Johnson. That's going to bring the 2-minute warning. We know they're going to go to the air as they actually go, how'd they hurry up out of this? This is actually nuts as we're going to try to bring Jordan Breaker. Actually, I'm going to fall here with the tight end, and we're almost there as it is just dropped. Thank goodness. But Yetiro Gross-Matos, who just came back from injury, now hurt again. Are you kidding me? The big name free agent just can't stay healthy for us. That's just a killer here as they go out to the outside. K-Dot and good grab. I switched to Jabril Peppers into coverage there, but that one just didn't quite work as they're going to continue to try to make things happen here as he gets wide open again, K-Dot, and I'm going to switch to the dollar coming out here just to help our team match up a little bit better, and I think we should have some success here as a corner strike's coming out. But getting beat off the rip is Christian Gonzalez. As with them beating us off the rip, I'm going to have to give a little bit of cushion here. Just make sure nothing gets into the end zones. They throw it underneath, and it's almost an interception. Christian Gonzalez almost making up for it there. Franklin, the receiver, Zaire Franklin, the second-year player, just hitching up and not really doing much with it, as we're going to give a little bit of cushion again here. Just continue to play a little bit differently, as letting up the underneath is okay, but a catch from Mike Evans on Marcus Jones is we're just going to continue to sit in this man-to-man look. I mean, so far, haven't had the most success with it, but it's what our team is most comfortable with, and sometimes you can't break the look here as Denzel Burke lets up an easy touchdown on a little wheel route. So the Bucs put up 35 on us in the first half. Not what we needed, not what we wanted, as this is just a rough start to the episode, but with 41 seconds left, we have to put up another score, and we need to start it with a good return here. Bad blocking from Kadarius Toney there up the middle, and so we might have to test another deep shot, but then again, I cannot afford a turnover, as we're actually going to go quick to Demario Douglas up the seam and break it off that quick, as Vita Vea gives us a free timeout as well. But Douglas continuing to prove why he's the #1 slot in the league right now. In terms of receiving yards, he's almost there, but we know he's the best slot in the league. It's quick to the outside. This is going to be a perfect strike here to Harrison, as Mekhi Becton now a little bit banged up. But luckily enough, with stepping out of bounds, does keep the timeout for us. And let's see here. We got two slot seam looks. As I'm going to try to throw this one a little inside. Big-bodied receiver Jake Bringstool not able to bring it in. But with us still having 3 timeouts, we can still throw it across the middle here. As we do have to scramble out, just dump it off to Jake Bringstool as he's going to try to fight forward. I'm going to burn a timeout, make it 3rd and 5. And so do we look first down here, or do we look end zone? I'm actually going to be looking first down here as I try to find it across, but the ball is hit up. We're hit as we threw. Hall on the pressure. Offensive line continues to struggle. And now Mekhi Becton, I hate to say it, dislocated his shoulder. He'll be out for the rest of this game. Joey Sly's got to attempt a field goal here. And so this is going to be a very, very long attempt for him. Can Sly put it in? It looks like it's actually going to have the distance, and we're able to nail it. Joey Sly from deep, and we're going to be able to go into halftime 17-35. What a high-scoring game. Looking at the stats here, passing-wise, pretty good. Running the ball has been our problem. Maybe we need to lean on that more, but being down in the game, we're going to have to throw ourselves back in. The nice thing is we do start with the ball back, so Frank Gore is going to kick this one off. Well, receive this one off. Not me getting a big dent there in the yards, but Bo Nix has to play better in the second half. 2 interceptions in the first half. The one you could say was my fault, bad read. The other one, just not a good throw at all from him. Maybe we're asking a little too much, but 17 is definitely not the number we want in terms of points. But then also with 18 points separating both of these teams, it's still a very manageable comeback here as we do try to run up the middle again, fall forward. Frank Gore was only able to get 2. So we're already in a 3rd and 4. And this is one of the first downs where we definitely need to pick up here and see to the outside as we just missed the throw to Douglas. Such a good route. If he would have caught that, that would have been a gain of at least 30. So unfortunately, the start of our comeback may be delayed by 1 drive as we punt this one away, as Henderson is going to be back there on the return. And we need our own big play to happen here. Unfortunately, nothing there with Mapu making the tackle. Mapu's not got a lot of playing time so far this year. Maybe I need to make that change. But I expect the Bucs here to lean on the run just a little bit more in this half just to drain time. But then again, they are sitting play action again here, just dumping off to Cade Otton once more. Is Kobe Bryant now banged up? So he started off the season banged up. Now he's banged up again. We've had a couple bad injuries hit us so far in this episode. And so a little bit scary. We're going to have to rely on Denzel Burke just a little bit more, as maybe that's not the case. I just have not liked the way he's played so far this season at all. As a good run, though, is stuffed by Jerome Baker. So 3rd and 6, and this is where the blitz is going to have to come out. So Marcus Jones at slot corner is going to be coming off the blitz. Do we have enough speed to get in there? We do, but it's dumped off very easily. In fact, actually dropped by Brandon Cooks. So what I thought was going to be an easy completion, JJ McCarthy actually rifled that ball in, as Kobe Bryant is going to be out for the remainder of this game. But our defense finally able to make a huge stop. That's absolutely massive for us. So 1st and 10 starting out for our team. Let's see what we can do. Is we're going to actually text a deep shot, back shoulder a little bit, try to fit it into Mario Douglas right away. More though there in coverage. He's a pretty decent corner. As this 88 overall defense defense is extremely still underrated. This Bucs defense is nuts. They can bring pressure. They can make the plays when they need to. As we're going to try to throw underneath just Marvin Harrison, waiting just a second too long in the pocket off the blitz. But the problem is there, I needed that linebacker to clear, and he just didn't. So this is just going to continue to give us fits as we're going to try to go off to score for the first down. Luckily enough, finally something goes our way. So let's just try. If passing is the only thing we can do in this game, we'll get to work as we're going to try out to the outside, a little bit underneath. Brinkstool still able to make the grab. Holy crap. That's not a catch Hunter Henry could make. And as long as we can get to this reach block here, we could definitely bust this run off, but no, we didn't. And we're going to get a holding call on top of it. Holy crap. And it is on Kevin Dotson, so that's going to back us up. And this is just a rough look for us as we're going to try to scramble out and just fire it real quick and nice and easy to Slayton. If Slayton's got a little bit of room, make it a little bit more manageable here on second down. But we're going to try to test the deep ball here, actually, as I'm going to try to hit on the outside is where it's going to be Kadarius Toney one-on-one. Is that a Jason Sehorn out there? So I had to test it. Honestly, I was a linebacker, at least I thought it was, as I thought it was just a little bit maybe of a broken scheme, broken coverage there. But maybe that's me just being a little bit biased. Here's across the middle. We're going to hit Toney one more time. As long as the block can get picked up. What a good block coming out from Frank Gore Jr. as we're really just having to throw ourselves back into this game here. As we're going to try a deep shot again, send it underneath, and that's almost caught. Slayton, good positioning there. Just a good knockdown by Antonio Winfield, one of the best safeties in the league. As my hope now is a little backside curl route could just open up for us. And it's one-on-one. Harrison's going to win that almost all day long as Bo Nix gets hit hard. And this is the problem when your offensive line is horrendous. You're going to get your quarterback beat up. And Bo Nix now going to the sideline after a rough game already just made it even rougher. So Jackson Dart is going to make his appearance out of Ole Miss. He did one more time already this season, but this may be some extended reps for him. Is starting it off right away. Just a little screenplay as Frank Gore is able to get some yards out of it. But Jackson Dart, I really like him at quarterback. I really thought if Bo Nix didn't play well at the start of the season, maybe this is the move we make. And he strained his knee, and it's a high injury risk. I want to keep Bo Nix healthy, so Jackson Dart will come in. Luckily enough, they're the same overall. But holy crap, not the expectations that we had for this game at all, as Dart played well in reserve, but only for a couple plays last time. But in this one, he's going to have to lead a comeback. We have to be able to throw the ball deep with him, make big plays. Is out to the outside, Jawan Johnson. Maybe we could actually beat to the edge, as Dart almost has his first passing touchdown of his career, but Corum hopefully is going to be able to run this one right up the middle and in, but no, there's a holding call instead. Oh my goodness, our team just loves the hold, as Brinkstool looks like it's going to be the one who's it's going to be called on, as that will back us up all the way to the 12. Luckily enough, still first and goal. It just made it a lot harder for us, a lot more things we have to worry about, but hopefully with Douglas screaming across here, a little bit of a jet motion, if we can get him to the outside, that'd be huge, as we do give it to him, and he's actually got a little bit of space here. Can we get forward? And he almost breaks through, as the injuries just keep happening. I promise, I'm saying this right now, I've lowered the injury slider as much as possible, almost as much as possible. It's about lower where it should be, but the injuries just continue to keep happening for our team. The issues, now Ross checks in replacement, as we're going to have to scramble out here. As I'm trying to look, and maybe we could force it, and it's just not there. Pressure coming. I saw Frank Gore on the other side. Obviously, I can't set my feet there all the way across my body. So on third and goal, here we go. It's going to be the outside. We're going to try to hit it to Harrison, as it doesn't fall in. So that's going to be a fourth and goal. And so we're not able to put up the score. We're going to cut the lead here to 15 in the game. So it is a 2-possession game now, because we could get a touchdown and then a touchdown with the 2 point. So I wanted to play it smart. Jackson Dart got really screwed up around the goal line there, but we need our team to really show firm here, and we need this ball back as a run up the middle right away. And wow, what a cut from Rachaad White. That was disgusting, as we're continuing to try to do these man-to-man looks. This may be the last drive we do with them if we continue to get toasted a little bit here, as I expect them to run again with Rachaad White. As they do, we're there this time, and we still can't clean them up. So the bye week did numbers to us. Our bodies got frail. Our tackling got bad. But we know this is going to be a 5-man look here. As across the middle, they're going to have the completion for the first down. So now the tight end even checking in here. Actually going to a fullback look as they go run again. And Rachaad White kind of opens it up enough, but C.J. Gardner-Johnson continues to fill in the box pretty well. That's why I got him. That's why I like him. Our defense isn't bad. If we get into decent looks, give us the full field to work with here, as we try to keep bringing pressure here. As now Christian Gonzalez what is with these injuries? This is actually insane, as we're now down to, I think, 3 healthy corners on our roster, as it looks like maybe the injury bug may ruin our great start to the season here. As out to the outside, we need good breakup, and we get it, thank goodness. That's Igan Joby out there. Luckily, one-on-one as we do force a punt after all of that. Christian Gonzalez dislocated his wrist. So in this game, we've lost Mekhi Becton, Bo Nix, Christian Gonzalez, Kobe Bryant, as this is just getting bad and bad here. So we're just going to have to try to get something rolling as just please go down. But with Jackson Dart's speed, it does kind of take away a little bit of any read option looks. The rollout's going to be a little bit harder. So it's just going to be interesting to see what we can do here as we do clear with Bringstool, though, and he's off to the races right away. Really good job of letting that play develop. He almost did take a pretty nasty shot there. Can't have him injured because we have no other healthy quarterbacks on our roster. I mean, Bo Nix could come back in. It's just he's going to be a high injury risk as we do check this to a run up the middle, and that's a great block as we get Corum breaking to the outside. Corum getting a nice gain of 8-7 as I do want to test a deep shot here to Harrison. If he's going to be sitting one-on-one, and he is, we're going to go up and over here. Can we bring it in? There should be a penalty there. Took out the legs, but I would have taken that look all day long as we go 5 wide here. Now just get the first down nice and easy, but that is just a killer here. So I need this to try to get through, and the linebacker hurdled Cole Strange there. Maybe Kelly. I think it was Kelly, but we're into the fourth quarter now. Still a 2-possession game. If we can punch in a score here, that'd be very nice. And we just need to pick up this first down underneath, and that's a bad throw coming out from Dart. So these are kind of the rookie problems that we have with Bo Nix. The really poor throws coming out here. This one is actually on the dot, and that's going to give us a first. So just barely hanging on in this game, just having to pass ourselves back into it. It's just been a rough situation. We're going to try to throw this one up again. Harrison just can't win a one-on-one. Please, Harrison. For the love of everything that is nice, you're one of the best receivers in the league. I need you to win some one-on-ones for us, especially with how beat up we are. Just please, as we're just going to throw this out and have the lead blocker there, Demario Douglas, and that's going to be a very solid play. So on this play, I'm actually going to whip it out real quick to Bringstool. If he could just pick up the first down, and he does. So a lot of third down conversions strung in a row here, as in his first viable, really good start for us. Bringstool's up to 56 yards receiving. I'll take that all day long, as this should hit right up the seam here. The linebacker drops right into it, though. Should have tried to have that one come up and over, but running a mesh concept, and I see him just out to the outside. Should be wide open enough for the first down. Way to hold on to it, Blake Corum. I know you're not really a receiving back, as I really like to just use him in the run game. Have Frank Gore Jr. take the looks, as we just need to get this first, and luckily enough we do. So that's why we have you, Blake Corum, as if they are in man-to-man here. It could be Kadarius Toney to the outside. Kadarius Toney could get the burners, but the corner cuts underneath of it. So it was so close there. We weren't able to get it, but Edwards up the middle, finally getting some carries for us, and he continues just to break tackles so successfully. As I just want to continue to run here. If it's just working, is up the middle. Gore just barely fitting it up, and it's actually 4th and 1. And so it all comes down to this. They have no overtop linebackers. I just need Blake Corum to win this here up the middle, and he should just fall forward. Thank goodness it keeps our game alive. So we're going to continue just to try to force this down the throats, and Frank Gore's got his second rushing touchdown on the day. All of our running backs doing their piece of work just to keep this game alive for us late, as the lead here is now down to just 8 as Sly knocks this one through. And our defense has held the Bucs scoreless in this half. The only problem is with the lack of corners on our roster, it's going to be a little bit tougher, so we're going to sit in a lot more zone, I think, this time around. Is the cutback lane there. Rashad White, though, breaking tackles, but the ball gets kicked out. Oh, and they fall on it. Such a good strip there by Judon. Judon is able to get up there, as that just a solid punch, and the ball gets kicked. Justin Matabuke doesn't see it. White almost there, jumps off his foot. I tried to turn around with Abdul Carter to cover it up, but that could have been just the perfect play, as the Bucs do jump on the very next one. As we are going to risk it here with a little bit of blitz on second down, try to make it a little bit worse for them, as good pressure coming up. And that's Jerome Baker forcing a quick throw out of J.J. McCarthy. Doesn't go anywhere, so now I can sit back in a little bit of a cover 3 look and just try to let them throw this one underneath, not risk anything. They're going quads look. Hopefully our defensive line can get a little bit of pressure, as we're going to drop as they just check it off underneath to Mike Evans. And I'll take that one all day long, as our defense continues to step up in this second half. And I did leave Marcus Jones back. I said, hey, lightning doesn't strike twice. We're going to try to get the return here. He did so good for us last season. Kadarius Toney will come back in next week, though, most definitely. But Dart has the opportunity here, the great opportunity to try to lead a comeback, as we're going to go quick to the outside to Barstool to start. Barstool, as I think he's such a good tight end for us. And as we are just going to lean on the pass here, just rolling out. As if we could just set our feet, deliver this ball, it's going to be Slayton able to bring it in, as we're already crossing the midfield mark very quickly here. Is underneath. We're just going to check it off to Frank Gore, he does take a hard shot there. So, yeah, I'm okay with that drop, though. But this is an opportunity where I can lean on the run, so maybe I really go to it here. But out, Gore's going to get another opportunity. Can we get a solid juke move? No, but he does fight forward for some extra yards. And so on this 3rd and 3, we're going to try just to get a good play going as we're going to scramble up and just slide down for the first down. But it is going to be a flag. I'm calling it right now, holding on Greenfield, the tackle that came in relief. And instead, it's on Mike, our cornerstone right tackle. I love it. So we went from a 3rd and 3 that we picked up to now a 3rd and 13. So this is just going to be such a tough look here. And I actually see it. If we can float this up and over the top, we get the wheel route to work. Oh my goodness, what a good throw from Dort. I was worried that Itzen was going to jump up over top of that. But now I'm definitely more comfortable in running it here as we've thrown the ball 50 times in this game today. Up the middle, Frank Gore looking for rushing touchdown number 3. But with him not being able to fit it in, it's gonna be Blake Corum here up the middle. It's pretty clogged. He's spinning forward, gets a little bit. It's on 3rd and goal. We are gonna check back to the run here. They don't have a lot of linebackers in the box. Run up the middle, but it is Tyrone Shakaya, or however you pronounce his name, at the middle linebacker spot, as that is just a killer here. So it is 4th and goal. And I'm going to have Harrison one-on-one to the outside. Zig route. Can we get it there? It's just turn it up and somehow leave it to Marvin Harrison Jr. to win a one-on-one matchup, to win the game, or sorry, tie the game, potentially. Still a little bit more to go, but I'm so excited we're able to put that one in. Almost completing this comeback. Let's see what we can do on this 2-point. And I'm actually going to go right back to that combination again here. Douglas, little whip route. If we're able to get it to the outside, he's cleared, and he does bring it in. So the whip route 2 times in a row works for us both times. DeMario Douglas this time able to get it, and we didn't. A long game, but we came back. But now we have the most impossible task, is after stopping the Bucs all game long, the ball's back in their hands with 2 minutes left. So starting out, we know they're definitely going to go to the air here. Quick to the outside, little bit of a wheel route. Cooks catches it, gets up for about 8, but we need our 4-man pressure to get there. That's going to be the key to winning in this game. They're going to hit some quick routes, some whip routes, some underneath stuff, just like right here, as we're able to get it in. But tackling him inbounds is going to be huge. Try to keep this clock running. Abdul Carter's only got 2 tackles on the day as they go underneath again. Actually, JJ McCarthy's taking off as we try to go for the hit stick, take out Mike Evans instead. But our 4-man pressure just has to get there as they're going to go now to almost a bunch set look. Look underneath, no, nothing. And this is a huge sack from Justin Matabuke. Finally, we're able to get a one-on-one look there from him, and he's able to bring it in. As I'm actually going to burn a timeout here, actually, because we were, if you saw it, we were in such a bad look to match up scheme-wise. So we know this is a pass play. We're bringing the house. We're going to try to force a bad throw, and they do just throw it right underneath, and we're able to tackle, and now I'm going to burn another timeout. Maybe I shouldn't have burned the other timeout, but we were in a really bad look, and a cover 3 guys' zones were crisscrossed, applesauced all around. But with 50 seconds left, our defense comes up with such another huge stop. Offensively, we're going to have the chance here. Obviously, can't make any mistakes. We're going to try to throw it deep. If we make a mistake, that's going to be very, very bad. And if we don't really get a good return or anything scary happens, this is how we're just going to take it. As Marcus Jones actually to the outside. Marcus Jones! What a huge return. That is such a huge play for us. And right away, you have to test it. Harrison up and over the top. They're running with him here as we're going to put this one up. It's a bad throw. Could we fit it in? No. We just need to get into field goal range. That's how we win this game. A Joey Sly field goal, just nice and easy, and one-on-one to the outside. Harrison quick. They're heavy pressure, and it is a breakup. Really good job there at the top of the route for Itzen. But now we need to pick up the first down. Now this is where it gets scary, because we were looking for deep shots here and they didn't quite work, as we're going to try to hit Brinkstool. Brinkstool gets the reception, and they burn a timeout now, so we have to punt them deep. Marvin Harrison didn't run the right route there. I needed him to clear out on that whole drag. Should have had a lot more space to work with. And with Ike and Joby getting bottled up, they're going to have a lot of room to return this one. Very not good is coming down. We try to go for some big hits, but they start at the 29, so with 13 seconds left, 2 timeouts, we just cannot let them get into field goal range. And so we're just going to be safe with it, sitting in a cover 4. You see where they have to get to. We're playing our guys back there. Abdul Carter, we're using him in coverage as they go quick, just right underneath, nice and easy. Good play for them, though. They can throw to the sideline now, as it looks like they're actually going to go throw a Hail Mary here. Instead, say this is going to be the last play of the game. They could have went for something quick. I'm surprised they didn't here, as they're going to throw this one out, actually, give them one more chance. And so here we go. The clock running down. Looks like we're going to be going to overtime here, as long as we can stop it, as it's going to be JJ McCarthy scrambling, just looking for something. Can we just make sure we knock this one down? As we do. So what a tale of two halves. I'm just impressed that we were able to somehow push this one overtime. It took 400 passing yards to do it, but winning this coin toss here would be absolutely beautiful. Tails never fails, and apparently it did this time because the Bucs are going to receive to start. So hopefully our defense can just continue to have success. We're down some corners. Our front four has to step up, but they're going to take a knee in this one. And for me, it's just really going to be a lot about zone coverage in this half as they go run up the... Oh, and we just missed. It's was shot right off to the races, and we do miss him twice with Jerome Baker, but I was going to say zone coverages are going to be our friend here. Honestly, we're not going to be able to kind of do what we want in man-to-man looks like we did at the end of the game. This is just too risky of a situation here as they do go air underneath, and we're there. There's no way. Marcus Jones in his first game back gets the interception. We jump it. Judon goes down. Injury bug just sweeping through our team. But we get the interception. JJ McCarthy, who played such a clean game all day long, 18 of 30 coming in, but just had a rough start to the season in terms of the interception numbers. We're able to get it there. All we need is a field goal to win this game. I'm going to try to get it a little bit closer, but obviously don't want to risk anything here. I do not want to throw this football, and somehow Jackson Dart led the comeback as we do get a holding call. Oh no, this is bad. Oh my goodness, this could back us up a lot here as we're actually out of field goal range here. So Edwards has to help us pick it back up, and we just don't get good blocking schemes. So we just need to somehow get something to work, and it's going to be a throw to the outside that we just can't get to Demario Douglas as I think we're out of field goal range. And this is from 56 yards. And the problem is if we don't get this, they're going to have great field position here, but I feel like you have to try it, right? As I'm not going to take it. Instead, I'm going to punt. I'm going to play the smart game here. We're not going to make that with Joey Sly, as I just need Behringer just to hit the punt of his life here. Just pin him inside the 20 to start. Make a good punt. As this one goes all the way into the end zone, I did no power. Oh my goodness. So a rough situation as they bring Mike Evans in motion here and don't give him the football. Instead of run up the middle, we're able to bottle it. But at this point, the question now goes, are we playing for a tie? Is that what we're doing in this one? But that would be such a bad look. I do not want to play for a tie, especially against the Buccaneers. Here's a quick backside slant. It's going to open it up. Good tackle, though. Melifonwu, that's who's one-on-one, our third-string safety with Mike Evans there. That's how depleted we are. And so we are sitting there, and we're just going to try to bring a blitz on this 3rd and 1. We need this ball to get out quick, and they do go to the run. We're almost there, but he is gained for a first. So we were so close as they do go to a play action. It is out to the outside quick. We're there covering up K-Dot, and good play design, though, by the Bucs, as I just want to risk it so bad and blitz Jerome Baker extra as they do go play action. We're sitting out with it, and it's taking a deep shot. Over the top, Melifonwu. Bad job in coverage. Let's up the deep ball to Cooks. Oh, and they are in field goal range as they're going for it right away here. We're going to go ahead and try to ice them. They're going for the field goal so early. And so we need some pressure off the edge. We need Myers to miss this one here. This would be huge as the kick is up, and it is good. The comeback almost happened. Such a good job by us. Unfortunately, didn't go our way. Maybe we could have taken that field goal at the end, but honestly, we wouldn't have made it from 57 plus the 6-mile-an-hour winds. Wouldn't have worked as somehow the Bucs survive this comeback attempt from us. Absolutely killer. We dropped to 4-2 now on this season. Still not bad, but we have a lot of things to worry about now. That injury bug hit us like a Mack truck. Jackson Dart and Bo Nix both kind of splitting the game almost today. Bo Nix obviously I think played a little bit better, but the 2 interceptions, that's what we need to worry about. But running the ball wise, not a lot of success with how good that Bucs defense was receiving that. We threw for over 400 and something yards. Ringstol doing good. Slayton doing good. Frank Gore Jr. getting 5 catches as well. Defensively, we just couldn't get pressure off of 4-man looks. It just didn't work, and we couldn't take advantage of bad situations. You know, things just fell in their favor. But we have to look on to next week, and the trade deadline's almost here. With these injuries now, do we make a move? And going into such a big week because the trade deadline is here, it's wild to see going down the list. The injury bug actually is kind of missing us. It's crazy to see all the injuries across the board. Looking at us, Tyler Booker's the only one with any outstanding, long-standing injuries. Everybody else kind of struggling. Christian McCaffrey still has not made it back to the field yet for the Niners. But I thought about tweaking the injury sliders again, but looking at it, I guess we're in pretty good shape. And the Bills are favored going into this game. That's the team we have to face, and the trade deadline is here, so we'll take a look at that before jumping in. But looking at it here, the Bills are one of the top offenses in the league. We need our defense to step up big. After what happened last week, especially in the second half of that Bucs game, I do have some confidence in our defense, and we've had the Bills numbers so far in this franchise series. But here is the trade block looking at it. Maybe I'll look at at it by position here, but some top names: Brian Burns, DK Metcalf, Nick Chubb, Ike Ekwonu, Tariq Woolen for the Seahawks. As this updated trade block is absolutely insane. I threw some of our guys up here just to maybe field some offers, but even like sitting there, Abraham Lucas, he could be an interesting one to go after just because of how bad our offensive line has played. Bo Nix getting sacked, I think now 18 times already on the season, almost a league high. But as for serviceable backup, there's going to be Jeff Okudah here, Shaq Mason then at the guard spot. The young man, Brian Thomas out of LSU, is on the injured reserve, but it appears he's on the trade block as well for the Rams. So we're indiscriminatory here of age and stats. Everybody feels like is on the trade block right now. And I didn't even see it, but even Justin Fields is here. Going back now, the Bills, Josh Allen, 7 touchdowns, 5 picks. Running the ball, though, they've had a really lot of success actually from Le'Veon Moss out of Texas A&M. The rookie's up to a 78 overall. What's James Cook playing at? Or is James Cook struggling with injuries this season? He is. So that's why Moss has been running the football. And at a 76, that is somebody we need to worry about. But Gabe Davis also leading the way receiving. Stephon Diggs is going to be active for this game. I know he struggled with injuries to start this season, but every time I say we have an offensive game plan, I feel like we've been getting away from it. But this team is very well built across the board. Their defense is an 85 overall. The only issues are in their secondary with Chuck Clark and Akeem Dent back there, but then their corners are absolutely ridiculous. And with them being mostly a man team, I was gonna say if they were a zone, we could take some deep shots here today, but they are just loaded across the board here. Greg Rousseau up to an 85. Ed Oliver still there in the middle, and even their offensive line is pretty good across the board. So our front four is going to have to definitely make some plays. That I want to focus today a lot on the 4-man pressures. We're going to try to stay away from the blitz as much. And with our entire secondary back, everybody's healthy. We're probably going to be running a lot of man-to-man as well. But Jake Bringstool is going to continue to be the starter there. Juwan Johnson's going to be the second man. And Sidney So is going to be back for this week. So that upgrades our offensive line just a little bit. And I'm really starting to maybe make the decision here. Do we switch to a 4-3 look on defense? I know that'd get away from Mike Vrabel's coaching staff, his outlook in the 3-4 look. But with how good our defensive line is, maybe if I think we just need one more good D tackle, we can switch to a 4-3. Because if we have Judon rushing off the one edge, Yatir Gross-Matos on the other, and then Barrymore and Justin Matabuke in the middle, maybe that's enough where we can run it right now. And then Nakobe Dean, Mapu, Jerome Baker, and Abdul Carter playing there as the 3 linebackers. However we want to mix it up, I think would be solid. But looking at our roster, these are where our trade values are at. We do not have a lot of guys that have really great value besides Justin Matabuke, Marvin Harrison, obviously. Slayton's at 250, and that will probably get us about a second-round pick. But Christian Gonzalez is our most valuable corner there. I want to take a look at quarterback. How much are some of our guys worth? Jackson Dart's worth an insane amount trade value-wise. Problem is, I don't want to move on from him because I think he's probably going to be the best backup that we could possibly get. Zach Wilson is sitting on our practice squad right now, hasn't gotten signed yet. But let's keep that in mind as we go forward here. And actually, the second mock draft did release. Where does it have us falling, and who does it have us picking? I'm a little bit interested in that. I want to see what position Madden thinks that we should take here, going all the way down. As is picking at number 28. So, hey, maybe it's saying that we are at least conference finals bound there. David Stone, D-tackle out of Oklahoma, is at the spot we need. I'm not really sure. But it does have Seattle going quarterback, as I think that's actually the only quarterback. Oh, no, DJ Lagway is here. So there are 2 quarterbacks going in the first round. But against the Bills, we are going to defend the short pass. If they're going to run against us, I think we're going to be good against Moss. And I want to throw the ball deep against this team. Tre'Davious White's going to be probably man-on-man against Darius Slayton the whole time, which is fine. Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to go one-on-one to the outside. He's an 89. Their second string corner is an 82. We should be fine there, as long as we have no injuries to worry about in practice. I'm tired of scrolling through this thing each time, just with bated breath, waiting to see what player we're going to be playing without today. But hey, we're good. We're rolling. Let's jump straight into this game. I wanted to have an even record going into this week. Obviously, wasn't the case with our loss last week to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think we'll be fine, though. We're 2-0 against the Bills since we started this franchise. So, hey, going up 3-0 against them would be such a good sign for us. And we are in the Bills Stadium, Ralph Wilson Stadium. If I'm pretty sure that's the name of their stadium. But we do boot this one to the back of the end zone. So the Bills are going to be coming out early here on offense. And like I said, I really want to see if the 4-man pressure could be the answer, because this is the front 4 that I really think is going to be good for us if we do want to switch to more of a 4-3 defense going through, as I think that'll just give a little bit more freedom here to Abdul Carter and Jerome Baker, both fast, both strong. And then Nakobe Dean coming in whenever we need him. Mapu as well, thanks to his speed. But I think across the board, we're solid. This is up and over the top. Jerome Baker gets burned in coverage here. Dalton Kincaid Kincaid catches it. So a rough hole shot there as they go do the jumbo look counter play, as they do go play action, instead actually just leak it out to the tight end. Christian Gonzalez, though, all over it. But I was going to say, I like Jerome Baker in coverage against anybody with his speed. But then again, Dalton Kincaid is one of the best players in the league at the tight end spot as they go out to the running back here now. We're able to knock him down. Moss on the catch again. The rookie out of A&M kind of making a splash so far, making the most of the injury that did happen to James Cook. Hopefully he's not on a Dalvin Cook trajectory here where his career kind of goes awry, and his eye almost faded right into that interception. Great knockdown by Kobe Bryant, though. I really like the way he's been playing, but an early user interception, that would have been a great feeling here. Now White in at running back as they go to the air, quick to the outside again. A great hit by Christian Gonzalez one more time. And so we will bring a little bit of pressure here. I'm actually going to bring Jerome Baker with CJ Gardner-Johnson. I'm going to run with the running back instead on this one, as he's not going to leak out. Instead, they are going to take a shot up the seam, and Marcus Jones just barely there in coverage. Good job for the late knockout. Kobe Bryant there in relief as well. Is that Shakir, the receiver, who I think is actually going to develop pretty good. He's a pretty solid receiver in his own right. I think it's going to be good with the Bills, with Gabe Davis gone in real life. Be a great opportunity, but the Bills put up 3 to start this game. So maybe we could do some of the same things here. And I know some of you guys in the comments were talking about my kick returning. Sometimes I should, hey, just take a fair catch, take a knee. I like to return. As you've seen with Frank Gore Jr., you never know when you're going to bust one off. With his type of playmaker ability, the thought process there on special teams is return every one. You could break them, and that's such a great feeling. As Bo Nix, after the knee sprain he had last week's coming back in. Jackson Dart, we're just going to keep him on the bench for now. Is the quarterback competition heating up? Maybe. I know maybe I clickbaited a little bit, but I am interested to see how Jackson Dart looks here as we do go to a run to start it off, and a bad block there from Jake Bringstool. But I think it's all just going to be a waiting game. Bo Nix needs to get this team rolling. If he just can't, then we're going to have problems as we do fire this one to Harrison. He's actually going to fall forward to make it a 3rd and inches, which is nice. So on an early 3rd, we should be able to pick it up. They have 6 in the box. We have 5 in the box, but I project this run is going to be good enough as it is. Huge tackle, though, as Ryan Kelly gets a little bit banged up. The one thing I've noticed is, yes, there is a lot more injuries because of the slider, but at the same time, the guys just come back. It's not any major injury. Sometimes there is, obviously, but most of the time there just isn't here. As Edwards' first carry of the day, he gets out for a nice solid gain of 4, as he is going to remain in. And if running the ball is going to be our bread and butter today, I'd love it to just work heavy here is up the middle. I'm trying to squeeze through that gap. A good double team there from Mekhi Becton and Juwan Johnson, but with the linebacker scraping off just as he did, it made it a little bit harder here. So hopefully on this 3rd down, maybe Frank Gore leaking out, maybe the drag route across the middle, as it is going to be a drag route, but we do get sacked. I tried to force it. Matt Milano was kind of fading out with the running back, and I was looking to see if he just committed, because that would have led Demario Douglas to have a nice hole there, but the sack comes in, and so we are just going to have to punt this football away. A rough start for our offense. Obviously, you love to put points up on the board on the first drive, but just not working there. Is coming down. Joby, good tackle on Stephon Diggs. They really have him returning. Really just didn't expect that, but we're going to continue to go these man-to-man looks as they run it up the middle here. We have it really nicely covered in. Judon doing a good job there squeezing, but we run a lot of 4-down lineman looks anyway, so if this is really how we need to go, I'm kind of okay with it. I'm surprised that there is not a flag, but there is actually, because I did see somebody jump, as it's actually on Judon instead. I thought it was on the tackle there, but Abdul Carter is going to be there on Kincaid this time. That's a little bit of a coverage I'm a little worried about as the pass goes behind. Christian Gonzalez got beat off the rip, but with a bad throw coming out from Josh Allen, that could have been an interception going the other way for us. As on this 3rd and 4, I'm just excited to see if we can get off the field here right across. Instead, go to the outside, and it's just another missed pass as Shakir. Josh Allen and Shakir struggling so far to connect. So our defense comes up clutch. Every time we play Buffalo, it's just turned into a back and forth absolute brawl across the board, as we're going to get a, if we just hit it, it could have been a great return. Jones just a tad too slow. But today I am going to mix it up between Kadarius Toney and Marcus Jones. I said I wanted to do it after Jones's fumble last week, but I think both of them are very good returners in their own right, so I want to take advantage of it. As Frank Gore, we're trying to find a hole, not working. And the one thing I don't want here is a quick 3 and out, as we're going to try to throw it in the window to Jake Bringstool, and it is broken up. A big hit there from the linebacker. That's Bernard, as that's just a rough look there. That one should have been completed, at least to make 3rd down a little bit more easy, as we do go to the outside, and we're just not able to connect to Harrison. So this is going to be a punt situation for us again. Our offense just a little bit stagnant, and after a rough start to last week against the Buccaneers, it's another rough start for us, as this punt really, really wide. Not what I wanted. So it is a little bit of a better field position than what I wanted to give the Bills here as they go play action across the middle. I see it, but they throw it underneath instead to the tight end. Abdul Carter doing a good job there. But CJ Gardner-Johnson limping, so Javon Ballard's going to come in for a couple of plays here. Hopefully he's good. Melifonwu as well. So I'm going to try to force this one out fast here to not get exposed in coverage. Bringing a free rusher off the edge, and it is a slant route that opens up. Gabe Davis against Christian Gonzalez one-on-one. So Melifonwu was in last time. This time it will be Ballard wherever he is. I think he's there. Yep, covering against the tight end. I like him in coverage a little bit better. We've seen some success from him in the past, so I'm looking for more of that today. His rookie year was a little bit all over the place. That's a huge run from Moss kind of piling through. So I'm not saying I trust him completely, but I trust him a little bit more than Melifonwu. Yes, Ballard's 2 or 3 overall points lower, but I still think it's a solid movement there. Is out the outside. Jones just not able to run with Kincaid, as Kincaid's going to get us them a first down as they continue to push the way down the field. The tight end matchup proving to be the biggest detriment so far in this game. Kincaid over 50 yards receiving as they do go empty look as we go out the outside. They go through a screen, and we're going to be there right away with Jones. This time we make the tackle. So that was very much needed there. Back him up 2 yards, and we're going to have Baker with a free run, but it is thrown out to Stephon Diggs. Kobe Bryant in coverage. The quick slant did work. I thought maybe the safety would be sitting right in that hole, but it didn't quite work that way, which sucks a little bit. 3rd and 3, as I would love just to hold him to another field goal here. This would be huge. Our 4 down guys need to make plays as this is just easily caught. So setting up in this one, it may be a tale of 2 halves again because the Buffalo Bills looking good here to start the first quarter, 3-0, but it's been dominated by Buffalo so far. 0 passing yards, 7 rushing yards to our name. That's it. Well, the Bills, 17 total plays already. So they really have more plays than we have yards, which does suck, but it's still a long game to play here as a run up the middle to Moss. Moss, nobody be able to bring him down. Finally, it is a gain of about 4 as we are going to disguise the blitz here, drop into a man with a single high as they go screenplay to the outside. This one, a bad pass out there. Could have been intercepted. Abdul Carter kind of sitting in that window. So in that same look, instead, this time we are going to bring the pressure, and we know this is going to be a pass. 3rd and 6. Another field goal here would be huge. Keep it a 1-score game as quick slant routes, and actually across it is going to be caught. Gonzalez, not the best there in coverage, kind of ran the route for Gabe Davis, got a little over committed there to the inside. So the Bills go up 10-0 here in this game. I don't want to have back-to-back losses after starting the season 4-1. Dropping to 4-3 would be bad, so we need to make sure this comeback, especially against a division rival. So we just need something to go right here, and we're actually going to start off through the air. We start off most of our drives on the ground, try to mix it up here a little bit. Let's see what we can do as we're going to hit this one behind. It's Douglas in the seam. What a pass. Absolute window shopping. 1 play is all it took, and we're in for a score just like that. We don't need long extended drives, I guess, today. I said I wanted to throw deep. That one just barely fit in. I thought I saw the safety stop for just a second as we're able to go up and over the top. Benford just barely missed the interception. You want to talk about dots? That's probably the best one we've seen Bo Nix throw all year long, maybe all career long, as he's able to strike to Demario Douglas for a massive touchdown. What a perfect read there to get in for a score. Slide with the field goal now 7-10 as that drive only took 9 seconds long. So after the one big play, I guess we just got to come back out and play defense one more time here as they go play action. Deep shot here. Kobe Bryant's got the interception. That's 4 so far for him this season. We're going to try to... Okay, I tried to cut it back across the field, but they took a deep shot right away, and that's the play we make. We're just now right back into the game. Easy as that. This has been the best 15 seconds of football we've ever had. Just looking at the deep shot there, Kobe Bryant just step for step with Diggs, and this is the type of corner that I think Kobe Bryant could be. He was high on my draft boards. I thought he was going to go in the 3rd round. Fell all the way to the, I think, late 4th is when we ended up getting him. But a lot of people maybe thought, hey, we drafted Denzel Burke. Why did we take Kobe Bryant? Because it was a risk, and sometimes risks pay off. Depth was crucial for us at corner, and we knew it was. And Kobe Bryant was an absolute hit. 4 interceptions so far this year, leading our team. Starting off with a Blake Corum run now. That goes absolutely nowhere. And honestly, that's a little risky because I didn't even realize he fumbled it here, as we do just have to scramble out. And can we fit this in the window? Please. And it is a dot from Bo Nix to Darius Slayton. That one barely able to fit in. 3 completions on the day, but hey, we got 99 passing yards against this team right now, as we maybe will look here to take another deep shot as we're going to throw this one up. There is a penalty flag caught up, and it is almost hauled in. Penalty flag, though, coming out, and it's going to be a holding call on us. The play action and the read option are our 2 biggest plays for holding call. Sidney Snow coming back. Maybe I'll let it go because of him being injured, maybe knocking the rust off, something like that, but safety's now down into the box. And so let's see if another play action can maybe work for us here. I think this whip route's going to come open here to Douglas, and Douglas maybe is on a little bit of a roll here to start this one. It's the way their corners match up. They have pretty decent secondary. We know that their safeties are a little bit rough, and sometimes they're the ones rolling down to cover that slot guy. If their slot corner isn't in the right position or flip to the other side of the field, that really just helps us open up things here as Blake Corum finally off to the race is going to be able to pick up this first down and more. I was a little bit worried on the one he did fumble. I don't know if I said this. I didn't realize it because I was busy talking to the camera as he did fumble. Luckily enough, we recovered it. But Blake Corum does check out. Donovan Edwards coming in now up the middle, and those are the tackles that I want to see broken from him. He's done a good job with those so far through his career, but that one right there could have opened up for a touchdown, if not more. And so we only do get 2 yards out of that, and if it was up to me, I'd love to run a little bit of a wheel route here with Marvin Harrison, but that's not going to work, as we are going to hit this slant route, though, and he's going to be able to turn up, almost able to get the first, as I'm going to check this now to an inside zone. I'm going to keep it away from the outside zone. I don't like the way the safeties are rolled here. Is up the middle, just nice and easy, Blake Corum. Get it? I'm sorry, Frank Gore. So now we are in striking distance. It is 1st and goal. We are going to go to the air right away first, as I'm going to hit it in this window, and this is going to be Darius Slayton getting in for the touchdown. Nice and easy. I saw that it was probably zone coverage, opened up the right way. Slayton sitting there. Slayton getting the score for us. Such a good job there. Slayton was just sitting in that open zone, able to hit it in. The linebacker had to scrape over way farther than I thought, and that just opened wide for Bo Nix, as he's got 2 passing touchdowns on the day. A good rebound from what happened last week, as I'm just excited to see what our team can do here. We don't really have to do the high safety look if we don't need to today, especially with CJ Gardner-Johnson out. I'll sit in more looks like this as I do go to the play action to start here. Rolling out, it is going to be to the tight end Knox, as he does break one. Pepper is able to turn him out of bounds, but Bentley is one of these guys I'm also interested about now, sitting at the trade deadline. Will he does have the most amount of value? Probably not here, as it is Josh Allen just taking off and running right away. So good pressure up the middle. Unexpected look there from Josh Allen. He took off, but I really think that at the trade deadline, Bentley will remain with us, and I'm not too happy about it, as we do a good job there on the run, because Bentley would have been a great trade piece, but he just doesn't have the type of value. I think we'd really only able to get like a 6th round draft pick for him, especially with him being in the last year of his contract. Whatever team gets him is going to have to re-sign him, as they go quick to underneath here to Shakir. He's finally able to bring one in, and it is going to be for a first, as I just can't believe where our defense is, and I can't believe there's not a more trade value across the board. Like Jabril Peppers, our team MVP on defense, he should be worth so much here, as that's such a good run from Moss, but Jabril Peppers really can't go. We know Marcus Jones can't go. Denzel Burke may be an early trade for us, but he's a rookie. We don't know how he's going to continue to develop to us, as it is going to be an inverted run look for Josh Allen, taking it off, getting all the way down to the 31 yard line. Luciane finally able to bring him down. So we are going to be kind of running the same play look here. They do actually go play action with it this time, as there's a running back wheel. And thank goodness Javon Ballard is there, getting stuck up on him just a little bit, because that could have opened up. So the play calling getting a little bit exciting here from the Bills. I love it, as we're going to change man coverage for Peppers, as we're going to blitz instead here, as it is out to the outside. Stephon Diggs one-on-one with Kobe Bryant. Stephon Diggs finally does win one on him, but so far I think Bryant's winning that battle. But being 3rd and 1, I'm going to bring Jabril down into the box. I want to force another field goal here. Bills, I do not want them taking back the lead in this game, as I do quick pitch it here. We get caught up, but Judon able to make the tackle, readjust, and get out there, make a great play. So after the good stop, the Bills are just going to take a field goal. It's going to make it a 1-point game, which is nice, as we still maintain our lead. Bend but don't break for our defense now. The Bills 2 decent trips inside of our territory, ready to score when we're able to hold them. And if you made it this far, hey, make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. I don't know how much longer this series will exist. We know our end goals. We want to win the Super Bowl. We want to have some success. We want to rebuild this Patriots dynasty. But it's always as long as you guys enjoy it. Bo Nix doing such a good job on the last drive. I really like the way he's been playing today. Started out a little slow in the first 2 drives, but we did rebound here. 0-1 high safety again. I hate to say it. I want to take another deep shot here, try to get it rolling, and we're going to hit it right there in the window. Good catch by Harrison, as I may just stay through the air. But we are going to go hurry up. I was thinking about running it using timeouts, but hey, I'll stay through the air, keep making good plays here, as we're just going to go to Brinkstall underneath. This is where we are going to burn one, and we do with 1:34 left. I thought about not trying to push the ball there and just being consistent, maybe taking it at halftime, maybe play for a field goal. But if they're going to leave us open looks, I will take them all day long. So it is maybe time for another deep shot look, as we are going to throw this up to Harrison, and it is just going to be a little bit too long. So I guess now the focus is picking up this first down. The nice thing is we can get it worry about the timeout later, as we're going to go quick underneath here. Can we fit it in? And we don't. You drop it. Demario Douglas, you are such a hit or miss. That should have been caught. You're good enough there. So I guess we have to punt this one deep. Just try to pin the Bills down now. Take this one into the half. That's another bad punt coming out from Behringer. I didn't think I angled that one too far left or right there, but holy crap, not a good punt. So starting at around the 20-yard line now, here we go. Sitting man-to-man looks as they do hit that corner, and it does open up Marcus Jones, and the Bills are already in striking distance. We're going to change it to a zone look. If they want to test us, they want to do hurry up, we'll sit in a little bit of zone instead. We're going to bring 5, though, on the underneath looks, as they do go trips left here, just to play action. PA crossers kind of coming out. We're going to run with it, though, and it is going to be a sack coming out, so that's a very nice sack, very needed sack for us, and that is a 4-man pressure going our way. Those are what we need. That is what we love, as I just want to take this into half, maintaining the lead here, as they do throw it right over top of our heads, and that is a diving catch, so maybe that does put them into field goal range. They only have 1 timeout left here, as we're going to roll, as they're going to check this one deep, as we are going to knock it down with Jabril. I guess testing Stephon Diggs is just not their way to win right now, and I'm okay with that. They love these trips looks. We're going to sit in it again. I'm guessing flood concept here, and they are going to run it and just miss the throw, though. Josh Allen trying to step up in the pocket. So now I'm going to try to get them to throw this one underneath, bring a little bit of pressure, bring Jabril man on man here. Jerome Baker is going to be the one if we do get this sack as the free rusher, and we are going to have free. As they throw quick to the outside, it is stopped, and I had to make sure not to run into Josh Allen there. I was a little bit worried about a roughing the passer call coming out, but they do set up for a field goal now, and I am not going to stop them unless it's icing the kicker. And so I would love to see this field goal missed or a block go our way. Unfortunately, not the case, and we are going into the tunnel down by 2. But I guess we do have one opportunity to return one here. So with Frank Gore, we'll try to take it, see what we can do. We're going to juke to the outside, knowing nowhere. So now we're going to go into the tunnel. With where we were and how we started this game to where we got it, I'm actually pretty happy. Starting off the game really slow, really stagnant, and not getting a lot of passes to go our way. Now having 133 yards on the air, 21 rushing yards. Only problem is the Bills' offense is completely outdueling us. And also starting off the second half, we do get the ball first. Perks of winning the coin toss here is Frank Gore. I need him to open one up, get a good return here to start off. That's going to go the exact opposite, as we're going to start on the 16. And the one thing we haven't done a lot in this game is go the under center rollout looks, is we're going to actually have Hunter Henry open here down the sideline. Bad juke move, but hey, I'll take it as long as we complete it. We're not asking Hunter Henry to be Kadarius Toney out there, a little shifty. But dang it, if we can't get our tight ends in open space, what are we even playing here? Is out to the outside. Bad blocking again from Harrison, something we've struggled with. Usually our wide receivers are pretty good at blocking, and I would just love some looks to go our way in the quick running game. It's quick underneath, slant route, open, Slayton, almost a first down. And so going right at almost Ed Oliver here in the middle. Can we pick this one up? Frank Gore on the run, up the middle, and he is going to get it and more. Frank Gore Jr., such a good run, as that's really going to go ahead and keep our drive rolling here, as we're just going to dump it off to the tight end, Juwan Johnson, have him get a couple. I saw Hunter Henry behind, but with the linebacker sitting there, not sure how I wanted that one to look. But now back to a screenplay, something we do love here is the tunnel screen underneath, and it couldn't get Dotson out there to get the block in time. So another important third down for us just to keep this drive alive here. I'm looking for Blake Corum to kind of roll out here, and he does make the catch. No, he doesn't. He's hit it from Bernard again, and the ball does get knocked out, but I'm going to go ahead and go for this. Coach Suggestions agrees with me, as if Brinksville could come open here, that'd be huge. Instead, we're just going to go underneath. Nice and easy. Slayton able to hold on to it. Tre'Davious White all over him. It's hard to get Slayton the ball a lot because of these number one corners. Love running with him instead of Harrison. But the nice thing is that does allow Harrison to get some really, really good clean matchups here. So we're just going to take the easy dump off here, continue to get upfield. Easy first down. I'll take that all day long. But one of these days, I'm telling you, that backside drag is going to hit. As I just have no reason to run the ball with how our teams are rolling right now. Is leaking out. I would love to have something working, but we're just going to take off with Bo Nix, try to get up the field, and we do get 2 out of it. But Bo Nix not running today a lot after the knee sprain last week. I just haven't run a lot of options. Not because of it. I'm just pointing. It's not correlation or cause. It's causation, not correlation right there. The data's correlated. We're not running. He got injured. But not the reason is a holding call is going to back us up here again, unless we did get hit there by Bo Nix. But nope, it's going to be a holding call, so we love them. We know they're going to back us up. Sidney Snow is going to get called 2nd and 18 now instead of 3rd and 1. So we are going to have to fight back in this one, as I am going to take this deep shot here, and Harrison opens up an easy touchdown for Marvin Harrison Jr. Just out of the slot. I sent him on a fade look, and the way the safety played it, up and easy. I'll take that touchdown all day long. I think it was a zone look, and he just escaped through. It was initially on a flat there, but just able to easily hit it over up. We know how bad their safeties are, and in zone coverage, if we can take advantage of it, these are the type of scores that we're going to get. I was looking at, they were in a cover 4. That's how we were able to take advantage of it, hit it in between the seams there in that coverage. So we do retake the lead. 21-16 is the score. So that was the one drive finally where we were able to take a huge chunk of time off the clock. Is that going to be the case all the time? Absolutely not. But we do get a sack from Luisine after a really dialed blitz. We had no middle zone coverages there, but instead we get called for the face mask. Luisine could have gotten the first sack of his NFL career, I believe. I don't think he's had one yet, but just a bad play there as they get a ton of yards off of it. Abdul Carter kind of quiet today. He was kind of quiet last week as well, as he did go quick to the outside on this throw. Christian Gonzalez doing such a good job of just making the tackles. Yes, he'll let up some receptions every once in a while, but I'm just so happy with how he's been playing as they do go 5 wide. We're going to sit as they go quick out to it. It's just a bad throw, Stephon Diggs. The coverage, not very great. It was a good job there in the zone, and he found the open seam, but just pressure getting to it here as we are going to bring a blitz on this 3rd and 7. It is a zone look. Trip side as they do throw it up the seam, and it's caught by Gabe Davis. Horrible juke move. Takes Javon Bullard completely out of the play. This is why Gabe Davis leads this team in receiving yards, I guess, as we are going to go back to a lot of man-to-man looks. I'm going to get away from the zone here a little bit. Motion man coming out as they do give it to Cade, and it is Judon once again blowing it up. We planned on letting him walk, but it's insane how good he came in after getting a new contract, hitting the free agency market, because he has been one of the best players on our team this season, hands down. One-on-one pass rush on the outside, but I think even doing a better job against the rush there, as this one's quick backside, bad throw again. Josh Allen can't connect, as we're just going to continue to bring a little bit of pressure here. Rome in the middle, out to the outside, and Javon Bullard's got the interception. So the rookie steps up with CJ Gardner-Johnson out. He gets a pick. We continue. After last season, getting no interceptions for weeks on end, this season, our secondary started off the year very, very hot. This time, Javon Bullard, second-year man out of Georgia, our draft pick, and I think the 3rd or 4th round, coming up with a great interception. So I'm absolutely stoked with how our team has played, as we're going to have to try to roll out here, just throw this one away. So not the best look to start off. Play action, pocket broke down. Bo Nix, though, best day in terms of touchdown interceptions, also factoring completion percentage as well. Just a complete game from him so far. Not a lot of mistakes, but I do have to knock on wood for this one because we need this to continue here, as now finally he's going to get a run up the middle. Bo Nix is going to be scrambling away, actually breaking a tackle. No fumble out of him, which is nice. Every time we run with him, I just clench a little bit. You know what I mean? You don't know what's going to happen with him with fumbles, is it's going to be a run to the outside that could have opened up. Finally, we got good blocking, but Matt Milano's so good in the middle, able to sniff it out. And we're going to go back to this 5-wide look here. You see the slot. If that's a safety one-on-one man coverage, we should be able to hit it, and we're going to test it here. He's on a linebacker one-on-one, and it's just a matchup nightmare. Matt Milano lined up one-on-one against Marvin Harrison Jr. I'll take that look every single day as we're exposing this Bills defense. Marvin Harrison now up over 100 yards receiving. I saw it. I could not believe. I thought it was a safety. I'm not going to lie. It's a linebacker. We completely catch them out of position. Great play call from the coaches as we're just continuing to pass all over this Bills team, especially hit them deep. As out to the outside, Corum, I need you to make a man miss, and you just don't. Finally, we do bring in Juszczyk here, a little bit of a fullback look. As we're nothing on second down, we finally get Harrison checking out, so Slayton's one-on-one here backside, as we're going to try to hit this comeback route. It's going to be wide open here. Can we make the grab? Slayton turn up the field. It's a comeback route. The flat was playing a little too short underneath, as it was a good job of Slayton about coming back to the ball. Not the best pass in the world, but Juszczyk comes in, and this is why I like Juszczyk leading the way as a fullback here. Able to get the kick, but we're not able to run it in. Ryan Kelly, who came back into the game, goes down again with an injury. But now we are going to be doing a pass here. Man-to-man coverage, quick to the outside. Can we get it to Harrison? And we just don't. Safety almost on top of him there. I tried to force it into Harrison. I thought he was going to be breaking in, but he got pushed actually into such a bad leverage look. As are they running zone here on the goal line? Maybe I run the football. We're going to take the pass as we're going to get this settle route here, fit into the tight window, and Slayton, who got us down here, is going to get his second receiving touchdown on the day when Harrison doesn't get anything going. On the other side, it's going to be Slayton being able to make a great play. He's got his second score on the day as we extend this lead now late. Bo Nix, 4 passing touchdowns. I don't think we've had that happen since the Rams game last season, if you remember that one. That one was just an absolute shootout. This one here, just methodical football. The best game we've had in a rebound game for Bo Nix. So now we know they're going to have to pass themselves back into this game. Maybe it's going to create a good opportunity for us to get another interception. That would be very nice here as they do go screenplay. Actually catch us slipping a little bit, as that is a huge clutch tackle from Kobe Bryant on the outside, one-on-one. If not, that's a gain of at least 30. But the fourth quarter is here. We have a 12-point lead in this one. Passing yards actually dominating the Bills now. Running the ball, still struggling for us a little bit, but we know how good this Bills linebacking core. Every time you try to run it against them, it is a grindy game, but with their lack of secondary, with Poyer leaving, some of the guys not on the roster anymore, we're able to make some really good plays, as even Jerome Baker making a good tackle there. So looking at the trade deadline, is the question now is, do we make a trade? Do we maybe go all in and secure one more great player at the deadline to really boost this team going forward? Or do we just not here as we get a big hit? I thought we were going to be able to jump that for an interception with Marcus Jones. But if you're watching this, you could be screaming at me like, hey, Dot, don't make a move. Your team is working, which yes, our team is winning. But against some of the better teams in this league, will we need to make plays? That's a huge another breakup by Kobe Bryant one more time. As I don't care, he's earned his starting spot. I'm comfortable with him playing corner, but are we comfortable everywhere else? Are we comfortable with our offensive line? I think that's maybe the move we need to make. Get an offensive lineman here as they go quick underneath, and that's a bad throw, now making it 4th and 1 here. And actually, they are going to punt it on this 4th and 1, so they're going to play the field position game here, try to get it to make a move as we're coming up the middle, and we blocked the punt! We blocked the punt with Jabril Peppers. I have not blocked a punt, I feel like, in forever. A squeeze block look coming out, and we're making plays across the board. Jabril Peppers, give him team defensive MVP. Such a good block. I was so terrified about running into the punter, but we're definitely now going to try to run the football, as that just does not work. Slayton got beat bad on the inside. Blake Corum 6 rushes for 9 yards on the day. That's it. But it's really just been our passing game today. I thought maybe, hey, we could throw the ball deep, and finally our whole outlook did work our way, as we should have so much room to run here. Slayton's got a first down and more. Slayton making a man miss. Slayton down the sideline has 20 for 28 for 310 yards and 4 touchdowns is the numbers for Slayton today. Outside of the one big catch from Douglas, Douglas hasn't done much today. Running game hasn't done much today, but hey, when we needed to, he stepped up as underneath. Corum breaking tackles to the outside. Oh, maybe we could have beaten to the edge. He only gets 2 after such a tough run. And I'd love to see if Edwards could take this one. Hasn't gotten a ton of carries today. Up the middle, as I see the hole open up, but we're just too slow to it. All of our running backs, I think, under 3 yards per carries. We're going to have to go to the air here on 3rd down just to try to get it in. Edwards leaking out. We haven't used him in the passing game much at all this season, but we will right here, as he should have enough for the first down and more. Can we get it? And we do. 1st and goal for him, as we're going to sit in this hurry up look. Give it to Edwards here on the run. Will he get enough to get in? Not strong quite. So now Blake Corum's going to try to finish it off here with the run. Matt Milano will be meeting us right away in the middle. So it's 8 rushes for 10 yards today from him. So we are going to go to the air here on 4th and goal. We're going to take a fade route, corner of the end zone. It's almost a bad pass, but it was actually a pretty decent pass, as it is a 4th and goal. So we're just going to take a field goal out of this one. Joey Sly is going to put it through. We're going to continue to extend our lead now from 12 to 15. So it still is a 2-score game, but it's a much safer 2-score game. I still can't believe we got a punt block. That's such a great feeling. Things are going our way. And so they're going to continue to try to throw the ball here just to get back in this game. We're going to sit with Shakir. We're going to run up, as Josh Allen's actually going to be taken off, and he's not going to slide down. Instead, it's going to be 2 Patriots defenders who are going to have to bring him down. I'm surprised they're not going hurry up just yet here. We know the clock's just not on their side. As Andre Carter today, only 3 tackles to his name, but he's still been playing pretty decent as they go across the middle. We're all over with Jerome Baker, even if that was caught. I think we could have the opportunity to break that one up. And I really don't want to run any bad looks yet. A heavy man-to-man, though, is going to continue to work for us, I guess. Jones, I'm so happy he's sitting there in the slot. Actually shut down J.J. McCarthy in that second half there. We didn't have the hottest start in the world, but we did finish well as they go play action one more time. Quick to the outside, and we're all over it one more time, as that's Melifonwu one-on-one with the tight end. So this is where we will go cover 3. I'm not going to go man on 4th and 10. I'm going to rely on maybe a coverage sack to come out here. They go 4 verticals. We're going to sit in this seam, as it is going to be a run here for the first down. Allen's got to get it, and he does just barely squeeze it through for the first down. That should have been a good tackle. Melifonwu, I don't know what he was doing quite there. Actually, I just don't like Melifonwu coming in. I like Sine a lot better at safety, even though Sine's a couple overall points less. But it's just not working out for us as this goes underneath one more time. Kobe Bryant, good hit. The Bills have thrown the ball almost 40 times today. I hate these audibles because somebody in man coverage always gets messed up. Luckily enough, we roll out the right way. So I'll take it here. As they're going to go hit quick, maybe. Allen's going to run again, and I need to start putting in a QB spy because holy crap. As I guess we're going to sit with Javon Bullard here in the middle and try to play it. Is this one out to the receiver, not able to fall in. I'd love to see the coverage stats broken down by corner. Who lets up the most receiving yards? I think that'd be a really cool stat to have. Unfortunately, Madden's not that cool just yet, but hey, PFF grades getting implemented into Madden would be such a fun experience as it's going to be a completion. I think now I may just rush 3 and have Judon or Bentley. Bentley's going to be the one this time playing that QB spy look for us. If a 3-man pressure gets there, that'd be absolutely insane. But up the seam, good hit from Nakobe Dean. But this is where they're getting close now. It still is a 2-score game, as we said, but they're making a quick work driving down the field on us. We definitely need to stop the happen here. Stephon Diggs almost able to find his way into the end zone, and he does. So just like that, it is going to be a 1-score game, and they're not going to go for the 2-point conversion just yet. They're going to take the field goal. It'd be so nice to see them miss it here, and that just ruins any chances of a comeback. But the Bills do squeak it in. 8 points separating us now. Hey, anytime you play an inner rival like the Bills, we know it's going to be close. I think we've been to overtime once against them. It's been down to the wire the other time. Now Bills just trying desperately to come back. We need a couple first downs, and I think it's going to be a safety blitz coming here. So I'm going to try to hit him with a screenplay coming behind. It is going to be a blitz as we're going to go out to Slayton, and Slayton's actually going to have a ton of running room. And Slayton down the sideline. Slayton's opening it up. The 96 speed looking easy. One-man Tre'Davious White. We juke him out, but we get all the way down to the 10-yard line. Slayton having one of his best days in a New England Patriots uniform. It feels very quietly because it hasn't been the deep passes. It's just been using him and getting him in open space. We see his speed. We know how talented he is. But the blocking out there is so freaking good. Tre'Davious White tracked us down from the other side of the field. But now it's going to be heavily leaning on the run here. As if the block can get picked up. Corum up the middle. Just stay in bounds. And the Bills burn one here. But we are in field goal range. So we can take it back up to a 2-score game as needed. Frank Gore now on the run. Frank Gore up the middle. Can we get the truck through? Frank Gore Jr. carrying this one into the end zone. It would have been waste time, but they had the timeouts. They would have burned them anyway. It would have been nice to go through right before they get into the end zone, or right before they get in the end zone, because it would have been a first down. But the truck move gets enough to carry them into the end zone as we hang 38 points on this very, very talented Bills defense. A mistake-free day, a very good day, as Sly almost missed that extra point. So the score back up to 15. So the Bills have to do it one more time. So I think we're gonna switch it over to the dollar look in a decent look right now, as they do go just play action to start. We're gonna run with it here across the middle. It's going to be Josh Allen just taking off one more time here. I wanted to come down with a head stick, but Allen carrying the ball for almost 70 yards today because of the opportunities here. Abdul Carter is going to stay in, and we're going to actually float instead here with this corner look as they throw to the outside. It's almost an interception. Kobe Bryant, great coverage coming out one more time. And I know it's going to sound almost impossible, but we need and I want to keep them under 300 passing yards. But Judon's going to be sitting in that QB spy look, waiting for Allen. I want to contain him. We've done a good job of containing him to the outside, but late in the game when he wants to scramble, he's just having the success with it as he's just not able to hit this one to the outside. It's going to be Bullard's turn this time in a QB spy as they throw deep here. It's just Josh Allen struggling to hit different passes. 26 of 47 on the day. Our secondary's giving him all sorts of fits, and I'll continue to take those all day long. Judon stretching to the middle. He's going to be playing that QB spiral. I want to have Josh Allen not be able to take off anymore in this game. I'm tired of it, as he is going to run here, as he is going to try to take off. Judon, you're there all over him. That's what we needed. And so that is going to be it. We're going to run out this clock, hopefully, here. Frank Gore up the middle to start it first. We're actually going to break this one to the outside. And if we could beat Matt Milano to the edge, just stay in bounds. It's a good juke move. He's breaking tackles almost for the first down. But we do still have one more game. We have the trade deadline now right in front of us. What moves do we make if we do make any moves? And Weers are getting garbage time looks here. Good spin move coming out. My computer's even getting hot just trying to run this game as well as it is. So I appreciate it. I'm having to play it on a laptop still. If you remember, one of the Patriots episodes took like a week and a half to do. Well, because of my computer absolutely just blowing up, which sucks. And we're still playing off a laptop, and this laptop, thankfully enough, is powerful to run everything. But now getting off of the side stories again, we need to run out this clock. 2nd and 10. This should be game. We should have no issues here. Is this one out to the outside? Good to see a massive tackle coming out. And taking this one knee down, that should do it. The best game that I think we played all year long, maybe in Patriots Dynasty in total, as we have Bo Nix, a complete game, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, no turnovers, blocked punt, 2 interceptions, a couple of sacks. That is going to be all she wrote. Didn't want to take the extra 3. Keep it realistic here, as now we are tied in the division and we own the tiebreaker. So we're going to be up first place in the AFC East for the first time ever, making our statement. You want to see the stats one more time? Bo Nix, 22 of 31, 70% completion percentage, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, running the ball. This is where we did struggle a little bit. Frank Gore having the best job on the day. A lot of carries across the board. This is 24, 27 carries from everybody there. Blake Corum, 2.5. Donovan Edwards, 1.4. Blake Corum, really worried about his rushing numbers as always. But Slayton led the way receiving with 2 touchdowns. Demario Douglas had 90. Marvin Harrison, 101. These 3 are the absolute trifecta, the pinnacle of what we need. As I'm just so excited with how our team has played and hopefully will continue to play here. Quiet day again from Abdul Carter, but Kobe Bryant getting his 4th interception of the year. Deron Bullard getting his first one, and now it's time to look on to play the Dolphins. But first, we do have the trade deadline. And so looking here at the trade block after we just beat the Bills, I did not move forward. There are trades to be made. Am I crazy? Maybe. I digress. Don't look into it too much. Just looking across the board here, Tariq Woolen, Ike Ekwonu, big names are here. De'Aaron Payne would fit our team very well at an 83 overall. But this is the season. I want to go big. And there's one move that I think would solidify our team and is going to cause a little bit of changes because I want to go after the biggest free agent, the biggest trade block participant, Brian Burns at 27 overall, last year of his contract. Will we be breaking the bank for him? Absolutely. Traits and abilities, he's a superstar. He's undisciplined. He's aggressive. I think he would fit our team very well. Does he replace Judon? Maybe, but this is going to be us shifting from a 3-4 to a 4-3. Is Mike Vrabel going to be happy about that? No. Will we need to move on from Mike Vrabel? No, I think we can still make it work. And so from this, we cooked up an absolutely diabolical trade. I said it, Denzel Burke has played horribly for us. So this is where we make the move on from him, as well as because they're getting rid of Brian Burns, they need a linebacker that can fill that spot. So I know some of you out there are a fan of Mapu. He hasn't got a lot of playing time this year, nor will he ever suit up in a New England Patriots uniform again. We're going to be sending Denzel Burke, Mapu, 2 4th-rounders this upcoming draft, a 2nd-rounder way in the future, as well as a 6th-rounder in that same future draft as well, to kind of retool ourselves for that 2027 draft class. If you remember, we don't have that pick, as well as Brian Burns. Pretty even across the board. The biggest trade asset available in the NFL is now onto our team. Now, the problem is our cap going to be hurting? Absolutely. We're going to be over the cap by a large margin. Is that going to be affecting us when it comes to signing free agents and like Brian Burns coming back after this 1-year loaner deal? Yes, if we don't re-sign him, this is going to be an absolute L on our end. But our defense just got even better. Only unfortunate thing coming out of this is CJ Gardner-Johnson's going to miss some time. 5 weeks with an abdominal tear. And to fill the hole left by Mapu, we're going to pick up Xander Mueller out of Northwestern. He's a rookie. Couldn't cut it on the Chiefs practice squad. Actually went undrafted. We're going to bring him in. And then Max Melton, who is on our practice squad, he's actually going to get pulled up. So he's going to stay on our roster, just now be suiting up for us on game day. And so after the trade, this is what our defense is going to look like. You see it now. Brian Burns at left end. Justin Matabuke, Christian Barrymore there in the middle, Matthew Judon as well. Justin Matabuke is going to play some right end as well, but I'm going to go ahead and switch our playbooks from 3-4 now to 4-3, and this should set up to be one of the scariest defenses in the NFL. Already ranked 11. Hopefully, we could be ranked higher than that. Offensively, we're actually ranked number 3, which is kind of nuts, but it's finally time now to look on to next week against the Dolphins. Against the Dolphins, we're playing Cam Ward, and we all know Cam Ward, not the best quarterback in the world, but it looks like he's been throwing the ball deep pretty well with Tyreek Hill and still the weapons available. We're going to go ahead and limit that, and then today, I want the run to be back in a major focus. I think that we can have some success running the ball. Last week was passing the ball. Maybe we could rotate here, have some success, and I want to continue to force turnovers. I think we're leading the league. We do have to check. But first things first with practice, I wanted to get out of the way before we did a deep dive, as I'm just hoping no injuries. But Harrison's going to be out for this week with a dislocated shoulder, so we are going to have to pick up a different receiver. And we are actually 7-point favorites, and it's crazy because the Dolphins are overalls higher than us. Offensively, I think they're sitting at 87, but stat-wise, we are just demolishing them across the board. 4th down conversions, we're 7 for 7 this year. I think last season at this point, we were 0-10, but red zone efficiency much better on our end. And 3rd downs, 52.1%. I want to see how that ranks teams-wise, but turnover differential, they're plus 13 on the year. But Harrison's going to miss 2 games now. And with Harrison missing that time, I am going to go ahead and pick up a receiver just to fill in some space this week. And we're going to pick our draft pick, Julian Fleming, off of the practice squad. He's going to be joining us for this week, suiting up. And you can see our receiving core does take a hit today because of that. Kadarius Toney's definitely going to need to step up. Justin Ross, a big body receiver on the outside. We picked him up for this situation. We've kept him around for this situation. Julian Fleming also there, standing at 6'2" out of Penn State, formerly with Ohio State, could be that same kind of physical threat on the outside. Because I think I'm going to give Justin Ross the start today over Kadarius Toney. We will see, though, as we get into the game. And because we're at the halfway point in the season, I thought I'd give you guys a look at the stats real quick, lastly, before we jump into the game. Leading the way in passing yards is Quinn Ewers. Now, remember, they have not had a bye yet. Some teams has, because that could change around the stats just a little bit here. But Bo Nix sitting at 7th in the league in passing touchdowns with 12. Interceptions-wise, so many. Anthony Richardson's at 15 picks on the year, almost on some Jameis Winston-type numbers so far. Justin Fields, 8 touchdowns, 12 picks. Hey, we're flipped with Bo Nix. Justin Herbert also having a really rough start to the season as well. Carson Beck for the New York Jets, struggling. Geno Smith still struggling. But Brock Purdy's on an MVP-type run, 18 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 1,600 yards. Puts him right at 14 plays, but just above that, Bo Nix sitting at 8th in passing yards on the season. I'd love to know, where is Patrick Mahomes? Has he just struggled this year? Taking a look at his game-by-game statistics, it appears that he's just been off to a slow start this season. Not a lot of passing yards so far, but now for receiving yards, we don't have any of our guys in the top 10. Oh, actually, we do with Marvin Harrison sitting at 9, but Demario Douglas sitting at 13 still, so I love the spread there. But rushing yards, Blake Corum continues to fall down the charts here. He's still averaging 5.1 yards per carry. We're just not giving the ball enough, apparently, here, as maybe the split carries is harming the numbers, but I really like the way our running backs have been playing and the interceptions. Hopefully, rookie Kobe Bryant's up there, but D. Alford has 7 on the year. Kobe Bryant's at 4, so I'll take that from the rookie. But Will Johnson, another rookie, this one out of Michigan, 81 overall zone coverage guy for the Packers, playing absolutely phenomenal. But we're actually 14th in the league in takeaways, so I feel like we're getting a lot of interceptions. Apparently not. This whole league is turning the ball over, and defenses are having a field day this season. But enough about the stats. The Dolphins running back core is still together. The receiving core is still together. Ladd McConkey still doing very well there. Jonnu Smith at tight end for them. But their offensive line is pretty solid, so maybe this is where we can make the impact. We upgraded our front four even more, and their secondary is even so good. Oh my goodness, this defense is raw. The only problems I see is up in the front, so maybe that's where we take advantage, as we're going to try to jump into this game. The nice thing is we are in our home stadium today. Cam Ward, the rookie, versus Bo Nix here. Now, we know he played well last week, but can we continue success? That's the question that we've had with him since we got him. Anytime he gets success, it feels like there's a little bit of a something, you know what I mean? There's something that's been wrong, but this is a very talented team minus the quarterback Cam Ward, as we saw, having a rough start to the season. But it will be us coming out on offense first, losing the coin toss here. So Frank Gore will start us on the return. Can we have success? Can we get it done here? Good return to start out, as Justin Ross is limping on the kickoff. We cannot have this happen. We need Justin Ross. I need a big body on the outside. So coming out, we're going to have to run a screen here. Kadarius Toney, only 4 healthy wide receivers still left on our roster, as that's just a bad blocking here, as the first pass goes for -2. So post-trade deadline, though, I think that this trade was so good. Do we lose draft capital? Absolutely. We were still able to squeeze a little bit out of it here, as we do get sacked by Christian Wilkins now. So a rough start for our team, as Justin Ross bruised his ribs. I'm going to keep him in, as we do have to go 4 verticals here right away, and Jalen Ramsey on Slayton one-on-one, Ross on the other side, and maybe a jump ball opportunity to Ross here, as we're going to try to get it to him to the outside, as it's just a bad pass, not able to fit it in. Good coverage, but I think it's going to be exciting to see what our defense does. Beringer, good punt deep. Tyreek Hill on the return, though, as we just need to come down and get a stop, but they have a great return after it. But just in case you did miss it, Cam Ward, 12 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, good numbers. Not the greatest numbers, but they are very good numbers, especially compared to the rest of his draft class, and we are seeing it today. A brand new look. Brian Burns, Barrymore, Judon, and Matabuke all there. This is a ridiculous front look, and they wrap it up on the first play, but Matabuke goes down. We cannot have anything go our way, can we? That absolutely sucks. Luckily enough, Barrymore is going to come in, which is still pretty good. D-line does sub out, as they do go run again, and we're able to swallow it up. This time, Yatir Gross-Matos, as Matabuke is not going to be able to come back for the rest of this game, but already in a 3rd and 9. We're going to be bringing the pressure. Melifonwu one-on-one against Ladd McConkey. Why does that even scare me a little bit here? As we do try to bring the blitz, we're going to sit, though. kind of roll out with this. They throw all the way backside, and it's an interception to start the game on Cam Ward. Christian Gonzalez got it. Christian Gonzalez to the outside, and that is such a good play. The blitz getting there, but just a bad pass from the rookie trying to throw across your body there. Obviously, you want to hit the deep ball, but in a 3rd and 9, that's not the pass you want as we go 5 wide here coming out on 1st down. Is we're just going to get it out to the tight end in the screen. Look up the middle. What a good block coming out. Is that Cole Strange on the side? No, that was Sidney Snow, but we're going to get down now to the run and try to develop things because if we can't run the ball today, it's going to be a long day because we don't have the ability to pass the ball deep with Marvin Harrison out. So now we're already in a 3rd down. Can we pick this up with Bo Nix? This will be a legacy game for him if he can get it to work and we get the 1st down here. But I really just have a feeling today may be a little bit more grindy. It's going to be a tougher game to get yards. It's going to be a tougher game to make plays. We're going to have unexpected help from unexpected places like Frank Gore Jr. here. And if we could have Jake Bringstool to also have a day at tight end, that'd be huge. We're actually going to check this. It's going to be a cover 3. You can tell because the way the corners are lined up on the outside. So we're going to hit this one quick to the outside, and that's going to be caught by Bringstool, and he's going to be able to bring it in. So the deep pass isn't going to be there, but it's just going to be the small dink and dunks. It's going to be smart football. That's how we're going to get things to work. Out to Hunter Henry now for a good gain again, and I'm super, super excited. I just need a run to work. Please, offensively, a run to the outside as it's going to be Jalen Phillips absolutely bottling us up. The stretch play not working. I'm not even hitting the sprint button just yet, so the sheds are just coming. But in the 3rd and 8, Edwards is going to check in. We're going to go screen look here. The way the safety's rolled into the box lets me know that this is probably man-to-man, so it may be tough to get off here, so we're going to try to dump it off and just get upfield as that's a huge play. Edwards trucking forward as we keep this drive alive. So just barely we're keeping this rolling here. Frank Gore in at back now with Donovan Edwards after picking up the 1st down. It's going to be a give to Gore as up the middle. We're able to hit it just for a little bit. Not much. Frank Gore gets injured. And Slayton's one-on-one on that backside. Can we hit something quick out to him here? As it is going to be a bad throw, though. Poor accuracy. That could have been a solid just one-on-one. Let Slayton make a play. So on 3rd and 10, what can we do? We're going to go out to it quickly as it's going to be Blake Corum out on the wheel, but it's going to be Douglas breaking it up. So Sly's got a hit from very, very far. 53. Can we nail this in? Wind coming, and it is going to be just barely good, so we're able to put up 3 points. Very much needed to open up this game, take advantage of the interception and the bad field position that our defense was given. And I'm just really interested to continue to see today how this 4-3 looks for us across the board. Brian Burns coming off the edge. That is terrifying. Here's a run up the middle. Jerome Baker's all over it. And I think the only reason this 4-3 is going to work is because of how fast our linebackers are. Our linebackers can make plays. Abdul Carter can walk down. We can play him in the middle. Same with Jerome Baker as well. The ability to have guys in good spots are going to be huge for us as they run this one and see we're all over it right away. Abdul Carter, good tackle. And so they are going to bring a blitz, or we're going to bring a blitz. They go quick and underneath, and we're all over it again. And we're going to force a punt quick with Jabril Peppers there in coverage. Jonnu Smith with the reception as Hayball is going to be the one to knock this one deep. It's weird seeing a punter wear the number 0. And I didn't rotate it. Marcus Jones is going to be the one returning today because now with the injuries at receiver, I can't have Kadarius Toney go down, so I did take him out. But with the run just continuously not working for us, we are going to go to the air, and it's going to fit into Hunter, or Bringstool actually, and Bringstool just clearing out the side of that linebacker. Slayton taking the corner deep, running him away. Bringstool just continuing to find success for us. It feels a lot better to throw to him than Hunter Henry. I don't know how to explain it other than the fact that his speed, his route running is just a lot crisper. As a run here up the middle, finally we had a little bit of a hole, still not able to get much work. But finally, we're bringing in Donovan Edwards instead to run the ball, stretch play to the outside, and it's going to be Edwards off to the races here, but there's going to be a holding call. That is such a killer. I was going to say maybe Donovan Edwards becomes the primary back for today, but the holding call negates anything anyways. Jawan Johnson there. We are just struggling with the discipline for our team. Some more just underneath routes, things that we try to get working as it is Gore coming back in, but this one doesn't quite get in. It's because of the mishaps. We're stuck in a very long 3rd and 13. Trying to figure out what we can get to hit here as we're going to try to lead this one inside, and it's going to be intercepted. Good breakup actually by Demario Douglas. So luckily enough, that's going to enable us to try to pin them deep here, but I really thought this was going to be such a bad play as Behringer Can we have this one bounce or take a solid hop? And that is finally a good punt coming out from him here, as they're going to be down at the 4-yard line. As this is where we're going to see our team have some fun here, as we're going to try to go for the sack in the safety, but it doesn't quite work. They fit it out to Jalen Waddle. It's going to be dangerous today running man-to-man against this team. We may mix in a little bit more zone. Bullard's going to get a lot of playing time today, obviously, because of the CJ Gardner-Johnson injury. But the Dolphins do take this to the end of the first quarter. 3-0's your score, but both offenses struggling to get going a little bit here. Obviously, we know we are without some key weapons. Our defense maybe just playing a little too well for them, as Brian Burns leaving him completely on that weak side. It's just such a bonus here as they go 3 tight ends, run this one up the middle, and we're filling it here. But you see on the back side, with Brian Burns there one-on-one, he can take on a double team, do what Justin Matabuke does, and when he comes back, you need 4 guys to block 2 players. The math doesn't math there. We should have a lot of success getting to the quarterback now, as they do finally go to the air, as we're running across with instead of the outside, and it is a massive catch. What a great catch by Tyreek Hill, managing to stay in bounds. Kobe Bryant's got his work cut out today with him. It's as simple as that, as they do go run up the middle again. We are just all over it continuously. Our D-line is nuts. I am just loving this here, as we're going to bring another blitz. Jones is going to be coming. Baker's one-on-one with Achane, as they're maybe going to throw quick to the outside. We're just all over. Instead, Tyreek Hill breaks the tackle. Luckily enough, Jabril Peppers is there to clean. But on 3rd and 6, we are bringing the pressure. I'm going to be one-on-one, as they're going to try to throw it. And here's the pressure coming, as it's Cam Ward breaking tackles and chucking the ball deep and hitting it to Jonnu Smith. There's no way. How did Jonnu Smith, of all people, become that wide open? I need to go to the replay. Bullard, what are you doing? And Judon, finish the sack, please. Looking at it here, Jonnu Smith just lined up in the slot, as it is just a double move that burned Bullard. It's a complete double move. He went outside, faked it back in, took it almost like a skinny post all the way up the field. And Jonnu Smith able to score, so Bullard kind of falls for that one there. Oh, that's an absolute killer. That should have been a 20-yard loss for Cam Ward, but instead turns into like a 70-yard touchdown. That's just killer, as that drive goes 96 yards in just 6 plays. So a little bit of a killer there. We're going to have to come back and put together a good drive to recapture this lead, as we're one-on-one to the outside. It's just nothing going for Corum once more. Free scraping linebacker one-on-one, and we can't get Corum to win that. And so we're just going to have a good drive of our own. I'm going to hit it quick here. Seam is going to be Slayton. You should have caught that, Slayton. That's a terrible play. That was right in your hands. Good job, though, by Justin Reed. I'll give him that. But it just sucks when you don't have your number 1 weapon. It's going to be hard to win football games. It's quick to the outside, though. Douglas, can we turn it up for the first down? We just almost do. But we are going to have to punt this football away. And looking at the bottom of the screen, the Bills did beat the Steelers. Now, the Steelers are one of the best teams in the league so far this year, the record-wise. So the Bills winning that one is huge, because we're going to have to take down the Bills or the Steelers later this season, as they start out now going a little bit of a trips left bunch look, as they throw quick to the outside. These quick hitters in Mike McDaniel's offense, they're hard to stop, especially when you try to bring pressure, because the ball has to get out quick. So I'm still trying to decide what's going to be the best plan of attack for us here. Brian Burns not in on this one, but it is going to be almost a jet motion. Instead, it's going to be a rollout, and they're going to dump it off to Achane underneath. We're going to be there to make the tackle. Instead, we push them forward to make it a 3rd and 1. But this is what we need here. You see Dean to the left-hand side. He needs to be able to play good motions, as they do just give it a sweep to Waddle, and Waddle's going to be stuffed. We're there with Dean to make the play. Waddle gets stuffed. They punt it, but we need our outside linebackers to be able to play those drop zones if needed. And luckily enough, that all worked in our favor, and we're going to get the ball back. After they went on a massive drive last time, the ability to get a stop is huge. Brian Burns, I need to take him off special teams. That is horrible here. It is going to be a bad block from Bentley. I mean, now we have decent field position on this drive. We're starting at about the 26, so it's just as it is a kickoff. It's a run to the outside, and I need, finally, we pick up a block on the edge, and the stretch play to the outside works. I want to get 100 yards rushing in this game, not just with Blake Corum, but in total. And so Blake Corum, again, is going to give, hopefully, this first down, and he does, but he's 6 for 10 to start this game, and I'll continue to pound it here. They're stacking the box. We're stacking the box. We got Edwards now carrying the rock this time around, as this one's going to be up the middle, and Edwards has got a lot of space here. Edwards tried to juke to the outside. He's got 12 on his first rush. Stretch play didn't quite work, but I'm going to keep Edwards in once more. Blake Corum on the sideline. If Edwards is just running this well, I'll give him the ball this whole time. The juke, though, not quite working. So it is going to be a pass play instead. Frank Gore does check in. We're going to go quick to him, actually. He kind of is all alone there after the play action, and he's got a good juke move on Jalen Ramsey, and we cross the midfield stripe, making ourselves having a much better position this time around. Play action maybe is going to be our look today. as we do try to just get separation here and throw this underneath, and we fit it into Demario Douglas just barely. And Douglas is letting me left open once more here on the outside. We have 2 blockers. We have 2 pass catchers. One-on-one, Jalen Ramsey. He's a good tackler, so he'll make that one, but the 2-minute warning is here. And so maybe we take a shot to the end zone right now. I'm looking for it, but we're actually going to scramble up with Bo Nix, and Bo Nix is actually going to have a shot to the end zone, and just like that, we take the lead. 10-7 now the score in your ball game. Bo Nix getting another rushing touchdown this season. Just having the ability to step up in the pocket. I was looking for Juwan Johnson there across the middle, but then great blocking by Justin Ross on the outside. The only bad part is we did miss the extra point. Joey Sly not able to put it in. Bounced off the upright and was no good. So instead of being a 3-point lead, it is a 2-point lead. Hopefully it doesn't come back to kick us later. So hopefully our defense can come up clutch one more time here as Cam is going to take another huge deep shot. One-on-one. Christian Gonzalez, good coverage. I didn't want to go for the interception. I'd rather have him just knock that down at least. But Cam Ward is just trying us deep today. It said 90 rating on the deep ball, and he's really trying it here today. Did get one to connect, though, as they do go strike to the outside, and they will hit it. And that's going to be enough for the first down. Jonnu Smith getting in there. And we are going press coverage here on the outside. Hopefully it's not going to kill us, as it almost does. Waddle, one-on-one Christian Gonzalez. That is a tough matchup. I need Christian Gonzalez to be better in those, but instead of having him cover this time, he's going to be coming off the edge on a blitz. Hopefully we can catch him slipping, as I think this is going to be a pass on this 2nd and 10. I really don't expect a run here, but Christian Gonzalez may be able to get in as I do throw it in the window, and it's going to be Ladd McConkey pulling it down. So not the start that we wanted here on this drive. Cam Ward, though, getting pressured as he just throws across his body as it's going to be caught again. Jonnu Smith is destroying us. Why, whenever we play the Dolphins, the secondary plays so unbelievably well? That is nuts. Jonnu Smith getting in there for the score. Mossing Jabril Peppers. Oh my goodness. I just need to see this one more time. I thought we were going to have the interception. I thought it was overthrown. You see Jabril trying to fight for the swat, but Jonnu Smith, he's him, apparently. So things sometimes just don't work, and our secondary is just struggling here as I see the gap. Kadarius Toney kind of led the way up. I tried to return it there. And our offense was able to kind of hit last time. Let's see if we can get it here again. Slant routes coming out. I kind of fit this in this window, but really good job by the linebacker running with it. Wilkins is going to take a couple plays off here, getting banged up. The sad thing is there was almost no time left in the half, and that's what came of it. Kadarius Toney, one-on-one to the outside. It's going to be him, and we need him to win these here out to the outside, but what was that run by Bringstall? You were supposed to hit it a lot more inside than that. And I'm now wondering if I need to run the ball here to take it to the half. But actually, I'm going to hit this in this window here. Can we get it in? As it is a Slayton, but it's broken up again. That's the 2nd time this game. Slayton has struggled to bring in a ball with a late reaction from the defender. So now they're going to have another 30 seconds here to try to put one in. Hopefully it's just a field goal if they do get it, but I need to make a stop with our defense. We need to go in 14-9, being the score. Is a good tackle there on Tyreek Hill. So I'm going to back up Christian Gonzalez here a little bit. I'm thinking about going one-on-one, but we're not going to take it as a quick to the outside. Jonnu Smith once again torching us. They burn a timeout, but somebody does jump with 18 seconds left. This should back them back. I think it was Deion Dawkins there, the left tackle for the Dolphins, as it was. So this is going to be good for us. We got a little bit more breathing room. Obviously, not the best still, but I'm kind of looking at Jonnu Smith here, and it is Jonnu Smith. There's no way you fit it right behind. Marcus Jones dropped it right into it, as the man is like 40 years old. What is he doing? He brushed off all the dust here, as they're going to try to throw underneath as it's just a dump off, and they should have a broken tackle. Are you kidding me? And that puts them into field goal range. So they're going to attempt a deep one here. I'm going to burn a timeout on our side. Just try to ice them here a little bit. Baker in the middle. I put somebody back to return. That is going to be Marcus Jones. And here we go. This kick is going to be up, and it's going to be just through. No way. So we let up another field goal to the Dolphins right before halftime. Oh my goodness. And they're going to make us return this one here. So Frank Gore, let's just take this into half as we do return it. No gain there. And the Dolphins do start with the ball. So 17-9 is your score. We're down by 8 as they've thrown for 225 yards in this game. And I feel like maybe Bo Nix is just getting exposed a little bit, because this is what happens when you lose your weapons. Or maybe I'm losing faith in the other players on our team, but also we're becoming one-dimensional because we're struggling to run the football. Across the board, so many things are wrong, and it's all because we're lost one player on offense. Defensively, too, we're struggling because of CJ Gardner-Johnson out, but it shows you how fragile our team is. As we come out now in a 46 look, we did jump too, and that just sucks because we're going to get a great stop there on the run, but they're going to get an extra 5. Bad play out of Christian Barrymore, but there's nothing we can do here as somebody jumps again, so we're going to get another 5. Hopefully it's against them, though, and it is going to be, luckily. So just a lot of back and forth there. Who knew Jonnu Smith was going to be the best player on the field today? That's just an absolute killer. They go to him again here, and he catches it. And I'm not going to have any situation where we do have Jonnu Smith one-on-one with a linebacker anymore. It's just going to be a struggle fest for us right now. Carter sitting in the middle. I'm expecting him finally go to the run here with Achane. And they do up the middle, but we're all over it. Good job by Jerome Baker one-on-one. As Achane 7 carries for 1 yard. And this is what we need from our front guys. But we need that pass pressure to get there. As Bullard, you're going to go man-on-man here. I'm not going to have Nakobe Dean, as that's going to be the look. As they do go to him, double coverage, he's still trying to force the ball to Jonnu Smith. Are you kidding me? As this is what we're dealing with right now. They're just going one-on-one, as Christian Gonzalez needs to win that to get us in a better spot, but he just doesn't. So we need to resettle. We need to get things rolling here. As this is a QB pull, and we are all over. I read that like a book. Marcus Jones there. We were there. As we're going to go back to that same look defensively here as they go 5 wide. We know there's going to be a pass. Hey, it's a 6-on-5. If they don't throw this ball quick, it's a win on us, as we're going to have a free rusher, and we do right away. A great drawn up blitz. Carter able to get it. That should have been a fire quick throw. I think it was a screen play, and it looks like it was a jailbreak screen, so they had the right play drawn up against it. As they go 5 wide one more time here on 3rd and 21. As we're going to look for this crossing route, as they throw it up. Bullard, please get your second interception. That is a bad throw coming out from Cam Moore to test here. Yatir Gross-Matos getting a lot of pressure up on the middle on that interception, but I'd love to return with our own deep shot here. They're a very good team across the board, but Justin Reed, the one thing he lacks is just a little bit of speed, so maybe we can try to throw this one deep and fit it in, and that is almost intercepted right off the rip, so we are just going to recalm down here. Looks like man-to-man across the board here. And it is. And we're able to maybe try to fit this in underneath. Good catch for the first. I tried to hit rack last second when I saw the linebacker get stuck up or just not able to get it rolling. And if we can get Frank Gore to leak out here, he could become really wide open if it is man-to-man coverage. And it's not its zone, but we still get him to leak out. Kind of a primary read there, but I'll take that all day long. You guys have said it through the start of the series and now. Throw to the running backs as much as possible. I've tried to incorporate that as much as possible throughout every episode, especially with Frank Gore and his purpose with us. And I think we've had some success. I'm not going to lie here. As a run up the middle, can we not? And we don't get this first. So this is a huge play here because we need to put up a score on the board soon. And as we row a pitch play to the outside, and we're just have to cut it up because the outside wasn't sealed. A great force play by them. It's 4th and 2 again. We have to punt this one away. So we're going to go ahead and punt this one away. Barringer, you need to pin them as they are going to return it, catching it about the 10-yard line, and it is fair caught. So a decent punt again from him after the struggles recently. Well, we're blitzing from that trip side. Here's underneath. We were there, but out to the outside. Who else but him making the catch? Cam Moore does have 2 interceptions today, which is nuts because I feel like we should be having more success, but we're not. I just feel lost in this game. Our offense just not clicking as Jonnu does jump this time around. And so it is going to be 2nd down. Slant routes coming out. I want to run with it. It said move to the quarterback there last second coming off, and we're able to make it 3rd and 9. But this is where Cam Ward has made his mistake, thrown his interceptions, got a little bit risky. So let's try to bring some pressure again here. We know this is going to be a pass. This time it's going to be Jabril Peppers coming off. Actually, I'm going to move man coverage there. We're going to double cover across the middle, and it is going to be caught. No freaking way. We cannot catch a break against this team as they bring Tyreek Hill in motion and give it to him on the outside. Luckily enough, we're there, and the ball comes out. Kobe Bryant's got the fumble recovery down the sideline. Give him now 4 interceptions and now a fumble recovery on the year. Great strip on Tyreek Hill, trying to switch hands there, trying to get to the outside on the jet sweep. Punch out coming from who else but Peppers. Such a good play. Had the impact play last week on the blocked punt. Now here with the forced fumble. We forced 3 turnovers in this game, and this is where we definitely need to knock in a score. If we can't knock in a score here, this is problems. There's going to be a run to Frank Gore first, out to the outside, trying to get something, trying to find a hole. Maybe I need to take that one all the way to the outside, but I don't know if that edge is going to be fully sealed. But now to the play action. We are just going to try to dump it off here to Frank Gore, but we can't. Jenkins with the sack. This Miami team is ridiculous on defense. 87-88 overall. As you can see, they are just giving us fits across the board here. As pressure coming up, we're going to have to scramble out. As I'm just going to take off here with Bo Nix. Can we take it up the field? Hopefully not fumble, but just using him as a runner, trying to make a play, but it didn't quite work. Sly's going to have to come in and nail this field goal. Please be good. Sly, yes, we add 3 to the board, but we're down 5 now instead of 4, and this is where I'm worried about that missed extra point earlier. And so we just need one more impact play, I think, as they actually go back to the same exact play again, and we're almost all over. I tried so hard to come with the Jabril Peppers, just shoulder on reach, but I'm going to try to mix up some of the looks here. Blitz from different angles. It's not always going to be the linebackers here. It's going to be Gonzalez, but the zone blitz, try to get it as they go another jet motion here. They love these jet looks, as this one's not going to be, it's going to be a run up the middle, and it's going to be a good job by Marcus Jones making the tackle. Achane only looking at 4 yards on the day so far. Now a full look here on this blitz. Can we get it to work? Bullard coming in. If Mitchell stays in, we should be solid, but instead the clock runs down after everything. So I'm going to get away from the blitz here. Instead, we're going to go man-to-man. We know it's going to be past something quick here. Going to roam with Carter. If an interception happened, that'd be nice. Flag on the play, though, as they go quick underneath, and it is caught. Kobe Bryant lets it up, but what is the penalty? He was quick off the rip, and it's going to be offsides on us anyway. Yatir Gross-Matos jumps, so they got a first down, or they got a better first down. So that one just a little bit of a killer. Dang it, that was such a good opportunity to try to get off as they do go run here. As we're going to scrape with Abdul Carter, try to make the tackle, but luckily enough, we are going to be able to fit in there and continue to stop this Dolphins team on the run. Jabril Peppers is going to be one-on-one with Carter. I did not want that to be the look that we gave them, because it was originally Carter on Tyreek Hill. That would have been very, very bad with Abdul Carter in the slot in that man coverage look. That's the only thing I think if we run a 4-3, I need to be very cognizant about who we choose to go man-to-man with, because we definitely could get caught in some really bad looks as they're going to be scrambling here, and it's going to be another deep shot, and it's going to be Javon Bullard dropping an easy interception. Bullard, what are you doing? That could have been a third one on the day, but Cam Ward just getting really, really risky with it, trying to fit the ball in some weird angles, but hey, Bill is going to pin us in this corner. I'm going to try to return this one, get a little bit up from it, and it's just nothing going. We're going to start at the 6, so we have to get our backs out of this end zone as quickly as possible here. It's going to be Brinkstool just leaking out nice and easy, get a couple yards out of it. He's got 8, and with Bo Nix so far, no interceptions, so I'll take that, but we just can't get clicking here as it is going to be a run up the middle. It's going to be Corum. Can we fit it in to try to get the first down? We can. And so Edwards is going to come in, and we're going to try to run it on this 3rd and 2. And Edwards has got a hole. Edwards, I subbed out Blake Corum, honestly. I brought in Edwards instead, subbed out Blake Corum, and that's a solid run. And I think that we're going to lean on Edwards a little bit more in this game, because if we're just struggling with Blake Corum this much, it'll be Blake Corum's team. Or Edwards' team, I'm sorry, as that's another good run there. He's got 4 for 36 on the day. So freaking happy as we do check back in with Blake Corum. Edwards get a little tired. With Slayton one-on-one on the outside, maybe we'll actually change it to go to the air here. It's quick, just nice and easy. Juwan Johnson, good grab for 5. But I'd love to know what you guys think. After the trade deadline, the team said, do we have a chance here to make a run to the Super Bowl? Do we have a chance to make an impact in this offseason, as we just have to try to scramble? I should have dumped it off to Brinkstool, but we're going to run instead. And it's going to be all the way to the outside. I thought maybe we could turn that one up, go one-on-one with Jalen Ramsey, but I'll step out of bounds instead. And so we're just going to go back to the run here up the middle. Good truck play, and that's what I need. I need a running back willing to fall forward, and I feel like Blake Corum hasn't done that as much recently. As we're just going to continue to feed the running back here. Stretch play to the outside, pitch play to the outside, and we got a good space. Edwards making good plays. We do get only 2, but he's up to 41, while Corum just continues to struggle. So maybe we found something that we really need to be worried about here. As I need you to break to the outside. How did you catch that? Oh my gosh, Brinkstool, that was another great play. But that on that type of look, that's where I needed you to break to the outside. As he just continues to be such a good tight end for us, playing so much better than some of our other guys here. As we're going to go to Tony now to the outside, and that was almost jumped. Tony luckily able to hold on to it, trying to revitalize his career. It's not going the way he wants to this season, but he's still getting involved sometime. As we are going to try a little bit of a jump ball here to Tony to the outside, as it is broken up one-on-one, but with the clock just draining down now. It's still obviously 3:45 left on the clock, but the clock's kind of draining down here as it is a pick play to the outside, and Gore's going to get up the field for us, going out at the 5. We could put a score up here, go up by 2. I may take the extra point, or sorry, go for 2 if we do get the touchdown. And I think that would definitely be a difference maker for us. Now we even have Brendan Rice checking in, but let's see what we can do here. As I'm looking, Bo Nix, actually, we're going to scramble around here. Bo Nix, can we get ourselves into the end zone, as he does get injured trying to fall in? And so Jackson Dart comes in one more time, but hopefully it's just for one play, and it is. Blake Corum getting into the end zone. So very late in this game, we are going to take the lead, as hopefully now Jackson Dart can put this in. We're looking for a score underneath, chesting Jalen Ramsey, and the ball gets tipped at the line of scrimmage. So it's a 1-point game here. He broke his finger. Bo Nix broke his finger Are you kidding me? That's what happens, I guess, when you try to run with him. He's been so good for us in the physicality. He hasn't fumbled either. I didn't realize his carrying stats jumped up. That was like one of the biggest things that boosted up for him over the offseason. But we replace him with like the same overall caliber of a player, just a different skill set. So it's going to be something we're going to have to get used to. But we know that they're going to pass the ball here to try to get down the field. All they need to do is get into field goal range, and that's the biggest worry. Here is a huge sack coming out from Barrymore. Such a good stop there, but now we need to let up an... Oh, you jumped? Are you kidding me? We let up a jump from Judon. Judon, you cannot have that happen. You gave them a free play to do whatever they wanted. As that's just an absolute killer. So Brian Burns now checking back in. He just came off an injured reserve for the Panthers, so his fatigue may be just a little bit down, but it's going to be pressure instantly off the edge. You saw it. Cam Ward scrambled, but it's going to be a 4th and 1, and this could be the game right here. And wait a second, they want to punt it. Oh, they're playing for the timeout. They're saying they're going to hold us from getting a first down. There's absolutely no way the Dolphins choose to punt it here in this game, as we need to get some decent field position off of this return here, going to the outside, as we're just going to step out. No fumble, no nothing. I should have tried to play for the 2-minute warning, but now Donovan Edwards is going to be the one that's going to try to carry us to victory. We know, everybody in the world knows that we're going to run the ball here as we open it up, and that's almost could have been a huge play. Jalen Phillips, if we could have just gotten the block for a little bit longer on Mekhi Becton, that would have been huge. But Kevin Dotson did go out on the play. We only take 1 second off the clock. Stretch play to the outside again here as we do get it. It's Edwards. Can we truck forward for the first down? We almost do. It's 3rd and 1. And so we're going to go right up the middle here. Blake Corum's going to be the one to try to pick this up for us. And he does. Blake Corum able to fit through. Hopefully no fumbles. But we still need to pick up a little bit more. Edwards still out. Somehow we may pick up a 1-point win here against the Dolphins as we fall forward again. And that should be all she wrote. Jackson Dart comes in, helps us get the win. Does he throw the football at all? No. He takes 1 rush for -1 yard. And I didn't realize, actually, we're going to have to scratch that whole play before. And so on 3rd and 12, we need to run the ball one more time. Edwards, if this could fit open, this would be huge if we could get this first down and we end it just like that. Edwards, the game changer today. I'm sorry, it's not Blake Corum's day, but Edwards goes through, gets it done, and that is going to be all she wrote, helping us walk away with a 1-point victory against the Dolphins. Our offense wasn't clicking, and somehow we were still able to get a win. Bo Nix, good job, bad job, I'm not sure, but this is going to help us get up to 6-2 on the year. Jackson Dart's appeared in 3 different games this season. This one only takes a couple negative yard rushes, but 17-18 is your final score. Let's take a look here at the stats. Cam Ward 2-2. Bo Nix, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Just a pretty decent day overall. Hopefully he'll be back. We'll check on his broken finger. But running the ball, Blake Corum 12 carries for 24, while Edwards 9 for 63, 7 yards on the ground. Bo Nix also had 42. And leading the way receiving, Bring Stool out of Clemson. The rookie tight end continues to make plays. Frank Gore Jr., Kadarius Toney, Edwards. Slayton didn't have a single catch today, did have 1 drop. Same with Corum. So our 2 best receivers didn't get involved in the day, and yet we still won. If you want hope for the future, there it is. Even Blake Corum didn't do much. But that's going to be it for the video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you made it this far. Thank you so much. The support has been great. And as always, I will see you in the next one.